Well, howdy. I'm just kind of popping on here right now. Hopefully, everybody's having a good day. I'm going to swap and see who's in the room out here. We got Robert's in the room. Cool. Right on. Now we're going to have this little conversation. Looks like my comments ain't rolling here for whatever reason. Um, don't know. So somebody will have to pop in and read me some comments. But today we're going to talk about freedom of speech and being on this public platform right here. I may have to come back in. Oh, there's my comments finally go. Kenny's in here, Pat's in here, Sherry's in here, Brenda's in here. Hopefully everybody's having a day. Gio's in here. Right on, cool. Howdy. So today we're gonna have that little conversation, sort of like we did last night, on freedom of speech and a little public platform. Okay, and we're gonna go there. How you doing, Kayla? So if you, Don's out there too. Right on, cool. So you want to come on in? We can have this little discussion. We can do it me one-on-one, or to one to everybody here. You can come in and join the chat, but we're going to have that little conversation about what you can and what you cannot do on a public platform, what your freedom of speech is, what our Truckers TV rules are. We're going to have that conversation the same as we did last night, except now we're doing it on a public forum so that you can join in if you want to. If you want to have that little conversation with me, we can have a little discussion here. I'll say this much. How you doing, Lisa? When you come into this public platform, like what I'm doing right now, if you want to call it censorship, you want to call it being limited on speech, you can call it whatever you want. But there are rules that you go by on any platform that you go to, on any page that you're on, for any network that you're on, right? And when you come in and you want to start using four-letter words and you want to start calling out, politics, and I'll just call it my three P's: politics, perverts, and the other one starts with a P and ends with a Y, right? So when you want to come in and you want to talk about that in a public forum, what you're going to do is, in essence, start causing drama. You're going to start bringing up everybody's opinion on what they think free speech should be, okay? When you see your little local newscast on TV, and you watch them and they're talking about my house just burnt to the ground, you don't hear them cussing and screaming because they edit all that stuff out, right? That's all the negativity. That's all the crap that happens on the internet. That is what that is, all right? Gio's on there too. How you doing, Gio?
Okay, Arnie.
So that's our topic today is freedom of speech and the internet. So how's that for a good topic? What do you think?
That's a good topic.
What do you think freedom of speech is when you come onto a platform like this? What do you think it should be? You think we should just come out and let everybody have a say in what they want to do and say the things they want to say and not have control of it? You think I should just let it just go and we'll just have everybody just?
It's okay to have a chat room, but what it is that people's got to learn that you're out here in public. It's just not only what people's in the chat rooms chatting about. It's about what they're talking about, and other people get mighty defended about it. And the next thing you know, you got people who want to turn and take the site down.
Exactly. Okay. With that being said, how about this? How about somebody starts coming in and they start talking about so and so just got shot in the mall. Did you see that the blood? Oh, this guy's innocent because he just shot that guy. He bum rushed him in the parking lot, and the guy shot him. You know what I mean? That negativity that you see. Let's push it in all aspects of that. In anything that has to do with being online content, what you see. Why do you think the media, your ABC, NBC, CBS, why do you think they don't show this? Everybody cussing and screaming and doing all the things. Why do you think they don't show that on the TV? Why do you think that is?
Because people, they don't want people to get hurt, and they're trying to protect the innocent out there, the ones that really didn't do it, the ones that need to be protected out there. But there's some things that I have seen in my life that I wish I'd never seen, but I can't help it. That's the way things happen nowadays, and it's totally different.
You think the reason is because they got accustomed to all that violence? You think the reason they watch these things is because they became accustomed to it, and it brings it to attention when you see somebody standing out there cussing and screaming and raising hell, instead of having, I don't call it a peaceful march, call it a peaceful protest, call it whatever you want. Okay, there's the difference between being violent, right? Spreading that hate versus trying to do something good and doing it in a positive ways, right? So you bring that on a platform like what we got here, and even though it's like Dennis says, live, raw, and uncut, your freedom of speech as far as this platform goes stops right here at the door, right? There may be some little kid, no offense, he could be sitting on your lap right now, your grandson, granddaughter sitting on your lap, listening to the stuff we're talking about. And if all I got to say is a few four-letter words coming out of my mouth, and then next thing you know is I'm banned, the page, something happens to it, right? I can't talk for 30 days because of what I said. What good does that do, right?
Right. It don't do no good at all coming out here cussing and raising all kinds of heck out here on this page, because this page is meant to turn around and be where everybody can get along together and be, be kind to one another, but don't go out and preach that you're going to turn around and end up doing this to this person or that person. I don't like this one. I don't like that one. It's just, I'm not sure exactly how to word it. It just brings out the anger in people.
What you're doing is you're downgrading somebody to make yourself look better, is what it is. So in other words, I'm going to use another example. You go watch another platform on here, and I'll just pick any of them. Like I did in my video the other day, when somebody came on and said, "Oh, I don't like that platform because it does this, it does that, and I don't like the things they say. I don't like the things they do." And so that starts a big old discussion. And what it does is it then goes from what you say you saw, and then it starts turning into rumors and all the little lies, and it starts becoming what you want it to become. You know what I mean? So you're using like this platform right here, right now, that we're talking on. Right. You're using it to benefit yourself. You're not using it to benefit anything other than, I want myself to feel better. I want myself to have that ego. I want myself to be in that boat. How you doing there, Jack?
Good.
Hey, Jack. Hey, Ken.
What's happening, guys?
Yeah. If Dennis didn't see you, or let you know, the topic that we're having right now is freedom of speech, being on the internet, and the Truckers TV portion of it, right?
Did that yesterday too.
Yeah, right? That's just like we're all on here. If you can't show me respect on here, if we're face to face, you ain't gonna show me some respect that way neither.
One of the questions that just got asked right now, and it was more of a statement, and they said, but the kids cuss more now than mom and dad do. And that is the problem that we're trying to get at, is what they do on the outside versus what they do on the inside is two different things. I mean, you go to a big old restaurant and you hear the guys in the back of the restaurant eating, and they're back there cussing and screaming, and the waitress walks up and says, "You guys need to tone it down a little bit, because if you don't, we're going to ask you to leave," right? Because they have their little rules of being etiquette, right? You have that little dignity, whatever, ethics, morals, whatever it is you want to call it, right? And when you come into somebody else's, if I come to your house, let's just put it that way, and I go, your fucking little vase you got over here sucks. The little piece of shit picture you got hanging on the wall sucks. I don't like it. Why the fuck you got that hanging up? And everything I do comes out of my mouth that way. right? Then you're going to be like, hey, dude, you just need to leave, right?
Right.
That's right.
And so that's in essence what my job is, becoming here for Truckers TV. I come in and to the platform and I say, hey, watch what you're saying, watch what you do, because not only is it going to get you in trouble, it could possibly lead to other things, you know. And then they come back with, oh, well, that's my freedom of speech. I have the right to say what I want when I want. And I'm like, I have no doubt that you have that right. But the problem is, this is not your house. This is somebody else's house. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's right. Arnie, and they
You don't need,
want more ladies to come on here. Well, if everybody would respect the ladies, a whole lot more ladies would come on here.
Yeah, I would agree. And Dennis says, well, wait, Arnie, that's what I do. Yeah, because Dennis is like, hey, screw you. You don't want to watch this platform. You don't like what we do here. That's the door. Take the exit, you know?
There you go.
You know, I mean, in a nutshell, if you're going to get stuck watching the same bat channel, same bat time, and you don't like what they got to say, but you want to put your 2 cents in about what they're talking about, I'm just like, you're on the wrong channel. You know, you need to go watch something else that fits what you do. Start making comments about something that you don't agree with, and you expect us to change our rules to fit you. It doesn't work that way. You're watching us, not the other way around. You know what I mean?
you do have that right, Arnie. You know, people turn around and nowadays are more dependent on what they used to be. Used to be able to joke around and kid around, and people turn around and take it as serious as they do now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
We're all
now it's one of
parents.
those. Yeah, exactly.
We're all parents.
And
That's
now
how
nowadays
that's how
you
they raise their kids.
I agree,
Hey,
Jack. I agree.
here's what I'm going to say, and you might not like the word. They're raising. No, I'm not even going to say it. After, never mind. Never mind.
Say it, Jack. I want to hear you say it. Say it.
No, I'm watching my P's and Q's here because that's the topic we're talking about, and I don't want to be that guy. I'm trying to clear myself up that way, and you know what I was going to say.
Yes, I
And
do very well.
Yep.
The
I
type
know
of kids that they're
damn well.
raising have no respect. That's what that is.
Exactly. I got to go in and get some gas in my smokes there. I'll be back.
All right, we'll be hanging out. So you're exactly right. What they're raising is somebody that has no respect, and that means that they don't respect your opinion. They don't respect the things that you're doing. They don't have that respect. What they respect is given. It's not, or it's earned. It's not given. Okay, you have to earn somebody's respect in that aspect. And most of the kids nowadays, even someone that are still, you know, in their 60s and 70s, they think that you need to be given that respect before it's earned. You know what I mean? And it's like part of that is true, part of it is not. You know, I can earn your respect, but that doesn't mean I'm still not going to be doing the things that I want to do, saying the things that I want to say, right?
Right.
Right. You know, it's like kids this day and time tell their parents what to do instead of, you know, the parents telling the kid what to do. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that becomes a part of it, and that is they become accustomed to that. You know, the parents let them get away with the call it the back talk and the junk that goes with it. You know, and even the schools, the teachers, the principals, even at their jobs where they work, they have the same that respect issue. They don't respect it because it's not theirs. You know what I mean? And so when it boils down to it, when you come in a public platform to chat, and somebody goes, "Hey, we got rules in here," and they're like, "Oh, screw your rules." You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like, well, you're in the wrong place, and we can help you go elsewhere. You know what I mean? And then my example is going to be this. I heard through the grapevine, and I went to go take a look at some of it, of some of the stuff that I said last night on my video when I did my live. And I said, I came into one of the chat rooms, and what I said was, is just to watch your cussing, watch what you're saying here, because it's derogatory towards somebody else. You know what I mean? And you don't got to use those words to be derogatory. You know, I could say you suck monkey nuts, and you get the picture. But if I said you fucking suck monkey nuts, you know, that pushes it a little extreme. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I'm getting at is how far you push that on a public platform. How are you going to let people come in here and dictate what you say and what you do? You know, and then when you start going to other platforms and you say, oh, well, I heard so-and-so say they're not going to allow this, they're not going to allow that. Well, I hate to say it, but the platform you're on doesn't do the same thing either. And they don't allow it, but they just don't tell you that they don't allow it. They come up with some, oh, well, just kind of be nice with you're saying. You don't have to use those words. Well, I came out and did a video and basically said, you do that, and I keep seeing you do that, and I tell you to stop, and you don't stop, then yes, I'm going to ban you. That's bottom line, because I don't want it here. There may be little kids sitting in the background, sitting on your lap, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your family may be in the background going, what in the heck is this guy talking about, right? You learn them 4-letter words, and whether you want to use them or not is your choice. When you put it in a text, that means you've actually thought it out and put it to where you had to spell it. It's not just an accident coming out of your mouth. Okay, there's a little bit of difference there. Okay.
Yep. Hey, more young man like this young Kevin in here that's got respect for people right now.
Hey guys.
Right. How you doing, Kevin?
Howdy, Kevin.
Doing good.
So,
Howdy.
Kevin, today our topic is freedom of speech and being on a public platform, right? That's what our topic is today. Yeah. Oh boy. See,
sort of what Donald.
I want to ask you. Oh, just hold on a second. I want to ask you, why did you just say that, Kevin? Oh boy, because you know that's a topic it's really touchy, huh?
Yes, very touchy.
Why
I've
is it
just
touchy?
been hearing about it all over the news.
Why is it touchy? Tell me why.
Because I hear it on the news all the time. I hear about freedom of speech. I get you have to do freedom of speech, but talking people down and calling them rude and doing what they're doing is not right. I don't think that's right at all, to put people down.
All right. Let me ask you another question. Same thing, the freedom of speech thing. Does it give you the right to start using the cuss words when you're talking to somebody? Does it give you the right to start doing that? Let's say if I come to your house and it's all that comes out of my mouth is 4-letter words. Does it give me the right? Because that's my freedom of speech. I can say that, right?
Well, yeah, it's your freedom of speech, but it doesn't give you the right to say it, though.
Right. So let's say somebody comes to your house, and I'm just going to use this as an example. Don't take it seriously, but I don't like the fucking thing sitting on your damn wall right there. It sucks, monkey ass, and I don't want to see that shit. Why do you got that posted up there? I don't need to hear what you're saying. I don't need to hear what you're talking about. Why is that there? You know what I mean? And you go, oh my God, You really just didn't say that in my house, right? And the next thing you say is, can you leave? Can you leave? You know, right?
Yeah, so right. What's that?
Me, I adapt to the people that I'm around, and I've always had a foul mouth that just was raised that way. I've been around it all my life. I kind of adapt myself to the crowd I'm with. So I try not to cuss in the beginning, but if you drop the F-bomb, he drops the F-bomb, she drops the F-bomb, I feel like I'm in my realm, you know? I can be myself. But if I go somewhere and nobody's cussing, I'm not going to cuss. And to be truthful, on most of these streams that we got going on, there's not a whole lot of cussing that I notice. You know, except for myself. If somebody cuts me off, I lose my shit. I might say something to somebody, you know, and I know that's rubbed a few the wrong way, and I've said I was sorry for it, you know, and a couple people won't even get on my streams anymore. They won't comment if I comment or something, you know, and hey, that's your choice. the thing is you guys have this motto that it's uncut, uncensored. So people come in here and they're thinking uncut, uncensored. Well, fuck, look at me. You know, I can go ahead and be myself. I can say fuck that, and you know, on and on and on.
Shut everything off.
And
Right.
since I've been on here, I've really tried to watch my shit.
I don't know what's causing the issue.
Like I said, I've
It's
looked up
here.
a few times, but I try not to. Just out of respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I heard you. Hold on, I'm looking
Got
here.
my Bluetooth kicked in on me.
That better?
Now, what do you think? Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Good.
So what do you think I should do, Kevin? If you were the admin on this page right here, what would you do if somebody came in? And I'll just be blunt about it. What would you do? Somebody came in and started saying, "I don't like this person, F that person, F," and you're in this chat room, and that's what you see is somebody throwing those words out there all day, all night, right? For a topic. I don't care if it's politics, going to, you know, what would you do?
Well, I would, if I were probably, where did that go now? If I were in that situation and I would have to, I would say, I would most likely say, I'm trying to think, hold on. If the person was cussing at everybody, like they were saying, like cussing at everybody, I would say, I would probably either tell them to don't say that no more, or I would probably tell them to pray to God about it. I don't know.
All right. Let's say, for example, and they came back with the same thing I just said, which was, it's my freedom of speech. I have the right to do this. I have the right to do that. Right? What do you say to that?
Yeah.
How you doing there, Pat?
Well, I say if you have a right of freedom to speech, then we all have that right. It's not just you. I mean, we all have rights to do what we need to do. If you're cut out, that ain't cool. I don't know. I would just say
right. And at the end of the end of the day, how do you deal with it?
Block.
How do you deal with it? I mean, you're in charge of a public platform. Like, all right.
Hi, Gary.
Hello.
Take them off.
But they're expressing their opinion. So I mean, you know, blocking it, because does that kind of make it better? You know.
Well, yeah, it makes it better because he's not on there no more, and you just.
No, but you got to give somebody a chance. You know, and Arnie gets a chance. That's a good way to go about. You give a guy a warning or two. That's it. If you continue on after 2 times being told, then you block them. That's how I feel. For me.
I'm here. Hello.
Howdy.
What do you think, Jerry? This is the topic of the. Or you, Pat, you want to go there?
Yeah, I'll go there. Here's the thing. I understand Arnie's point. Okay. And what a lot of, and I understand free speech. I am all about free speech regardless. I don't think that there should be any repercussions for speech in any way. I don't care if it hurts somebody's feelings or not. But here's the problem that we run into. This platform is run by Facebook. Okay. And the problem with that, as everybody knows, is that there's 2 standards when it comes to Facebook. It's the free speech that Facebook agrees with, and it's the free speech that the other side agree with. Well, Facebook doesn't care about the free speech at the other side. It's all about Facebook because they are the gods right now. They make the decisions. And unfortunately, if we're going to keep this platform, we have to live by their standards, and as unfair as it is, because there's absolutely nothing we can do about it right now, because Congress would actually have to change that and stop allowing these platforms to get away with selective enforcement on free speech. And, you know, if we want to keep TTV the way it is, to a degree, it is raw and uncut. But also it's within a certain parameters that we have to stay in by, because if not, then we'll lose the whole thing.
Yeah, because I you know, I've had conversations with people.
What do you think, Jerry?
I've had simple conversations with people where they talked about Social Security, how much money they were getting, or how little, should I say, how little they were getting and stuff, and they got removed. Facebook removed them for talking about improper subjects, that they shouldn't be talking about that. They can't even talk about their income, and
Right.
some were getting aid, cash aid, and that they shouldn't say
I mean, even Donald
that they're
Trump.
on cash aid. So yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because Facebook, you know, if it was another group,
I mean, even
other than,
Donald
let's
Trump.
say us, they'd change
When you
it.
start talking about freedom of speech, and all right, so when you start talking about freedom of speech and the things that you can say, it's like it says in the law books, what you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, right? That's how the law is wrote. So if you think about that in a nutshell, it doesn't matter what you say. If you start throwing out the F-bombs or this and that, and you start using the derogatory stuff against somebody else, they can use that against you because of what you just said.
Okay, what I don't get,
Yeah, that's
what
what
I
they
don't
did with
get is how Facebook
Donald
can
Trump
be
and him
so.
saying about whatever.
What I don't get is how Facebook can be so particular about what you say, but yet the improper content that they show, they'll show someone getting stabbed to death, shot to death, things like that on live, and that's okay.
Oh yeah, they have terrorist organizations that have Facebook
Exactly.
pages, and they do nothing about it.
But that's okay.
Yeah, and it makes no
Because
sense.
they pick and choose what's okay and what's not okay.
And you see all these,
I was going to get a haircut.
and you see all these riots that happen on Facebook and Twitch.
All right.
and
So for
Twitter
me being
Tastes a little funky.
what I'm going to say is for me being the admin, I have to make that choice
Mine tastes soapy.
on what becomes good, what becomes bad, kind of a thing. And when I come into the chat room and I say, hey, just watch what you're doing, and somebody starts, oh, well, I have the right to do this and I have the right to do that, and I'm like, well, you do, but not here, you know. And then when that crosses that limit to where it's like, well, who are you to tell me what I can do, you know? And I'm like, well, I'm the guy. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it, and I have to enforce that just because of this platform. You know, that is the things that I do. You know,
Right.
and I realize that they don't agree with it, but
and we
bottom
really don't
line,
want to get.
it's I have a bigger picture to worry about.
Yeah, because you know what is okay and what's not okay. So you, like you say, you are that guy that's going to make that determination.
Well, and I know who you're talking about, and that person's
Right.
new to here, and I think a lot of people on here don't really know who you are, Arnie, and what your role is with TTV. And I think
Right.
that's why that person was saying what she was saying, because she didn't know who you were. She thought you were just some, you know, guy trying to, you know, tell her what to do and stuff like that. So, I mean, I think we need to have more, maybe, you know, have a list of, like, you know, or something. I don't know what to do to get, you know, you out there more so that they know who you are, especially when new people come in, and who Dennis is and who Telly is and all that. So then that way new people know who you guys are, who's the owners of the room, who's the IT guy, who's, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that kind of gets old.
Right. Yeah.
You know, explaining
Yeah,
everything to everybody.
That was my next point.
I think if it comes on there and it gives you a warning,
Yeah, like Jerry said,
You know, to where if you come on there and it gives you a warning, you say, "Well, who are you?" I said, "Well, I'm the moderator here for Truckers TV, and I'm protecting the company." At that time, it can be addressed, because I think if you address it, even if you address it at the beginning of your stream, the ones that are just coming on, and for you to keep repeating it over and over, it just kind of ruins everything. So I think each individual circumstance is different, to where if I get out of hand, Arnie's going to come on there and tell me, "Hey, buddy, you know, you need to chill a little bit on your language, or what you're talking about, because it could get Truckers TV in trouble." I said, "Well,
Yes.
who are you to tell me?" Well, and then you can tell them, "Hey, well, I'm Arnie, and I'm with Truckers TV, and this so and so."
Yeah, we know about your mouth, Jerry. We got to warn you all the time. You get out of control sometimes.
Heck yeah, I lose it.
You got a potty mouth worse than us truck drivers.
I tell you. Hey, I've been a truck driver, I've been a Marine, and I know them all.
You know,
Right.
I hope when people come in,
that's my point.
Whatever,
That's my point. Even if
She wasn't out.
go ahead, Kenny.
I hope when people come in here that they show a little respect at the beginning before they ever open their mouth to really learn what the platform is about and what everybody's talking about. I mean, that makes you look bad if you open your mouth and don't know what people are talking about.
Very true. That's like on my platform, it's a different kind of platform. So usually the people who are on my stream, they know what it's about, and they know, and they have that certain level of respect. Now that same person might get on Dennis, Arnie, Jack, or somebody else
He's the one
and be a whole complete different person. But they know on my stream, I require a certain level of respect and language and stuff, and so they give me that. But a lot of people, but see, I've been out there long enough to where they already know who I am, and if you're gonna come watch my stream, what I stand for. And so
yeah, well, especially with your platform, Jerry. I mean, your platform is a religious place, and you're under attack a lot harder and a lot more than Trucker TV is. And you guys can get banned for some of the dumbest stuff that has really nothing to do with you guys, just because the wind is blowing in the wrong direction. Exactly. So I mean, it's a very touchy thing, especially that we're not strictly a certain political view platform. We're actually all views here at Trucker TV, and unfortunately there's a lot of groups that don't like that. And they want it to be just one view. And over here, as a truck driver, we don't care color, political affiliation, whatever. We're gonna talk about everything. Like on our stream, I will talk about politics. I'll talk about everything with anybody, because that's how I feel. And
I tell people that they say, "Hey, well, I don't like the way so and so talks on there and this and that," and I say, "Hey, then you have the option to change that channel." I said, "You're not going to change everybody. Not everybody's going to listen to you. If you don't want this person to be cussing and stuff, hey, that's their stream. That's what they do. That's who they are. You're not going to change who they are." And I said, "I'm different than they are."
Yep.
So if you go on their stream, it's like I tell everybody, if somebody invites me to a porno movie, I know what I'm going to go get myself into. Why am I going to go? Okay. If you come to my stream, you know what we talk about. If you go on to say Dennis, Arnie, or one of you guys' stream, you guys talk differently. Okay. But people know that, and they either accept that or they get out. That's very simple. It's just that simple. Right. You either watch them and take them for who they are, or you don't.
Every driver that's ever came on here, I told them from the word go, my pet peeves And that's the three things that will get anybody going any time of the day. I don't care if it's whatever it is, but it's politics, perverts, and then you start talking the other P word, right? And those three topics, I don't care what day of the week it is, you're going to have major conflict because everybody's going to have their own opinion. And my opinion on any of it is I don't care what your topic is, if it's good or bad, that is my point. So when you start coming in and they're like, no offense to throw the F-bomb, I don't like Biden, right? I don't care who you like. You know what I mean? But the question is, you just threw that F-bomb in there for whatever reason. You didn't have to do that. That was a thought process for you to type that out, to throw that in there. So when I come back and said, hey, watch your little cussing here, because that's going to get you in trouble more than anything, right? Not me per se, but if it affects my page in a bad way, in a negative way, or you guys come up with a topic to where the next thing you know is I'm being fact checked because of what you're talking about on your streams, right? Because if you don't have your facts right and somebody goes, oh, well, I got to go fact check this, next thing you know is Truckers TV gets a violation because of what you just did. Well, then I got to make that executive decision on how far do I let this go, okay? And that's why I always said, when you start talking about those three things, you be careful on what you do.
Yeah, you know,
because I will end the stream. I will, okay? That is what I have to do here.
I'm not sure if it was Dennis or somebody made a comment. Is when does freedom of speech become hateful? Or something like that, something to that effect.
Exactly.
And I think when you direct it at someone and purposely try to hurt their feelings or try to go against what they believe in a severe manner, to where you're directing your speech at that person, I think that's when it becomes hateful. If you're just talking across the board, right, and somebody gets offended, you can't help that. But if you talk directly to somebody, then your freedom of speech becomes hurtful. And I think that's when you do.
Well, that's a very slippery slope too, because you know what you look at might be hurtful or non-hurtful. That other person might look at it being hurtful. Then all of a sudden, oh well, you just stepped over. Well, how did I step over? Because you just want to, I guess, what's the word? Exaggerate the incident to make it out to be worse than it actually is. And that's why I've always said, free speech, there's nothing in the Constitution that says free speech can't be hurtful. Nothing. And, that's the thing. Free speech is supposed to be just that.
I'll give you an example. If somebody came on Jerry's stream, right, and the first words out of his mouth are F God, right? If the first words out of their mouth are F God, they're gone off Jerry's stream, right? You got it, right? If the first thing that comes out of somebody's mouth on your stream is whatever you're talking about, and they decide, oh, F this, F that, and it doesn't stop, okay, all they're doing is downgrading. It doesn't matter who it is. What they're doing is trying to instigate and get people riled up. Those are what those choice words do. That is what they do. Okay, they are downgrading. And so when I said knock it off, right, this is not your house. You can say anything you want in your house. In this house, I'm the guy that's going to be in putting everybody in check, because that is what I have to do. I agree with some of the things that everybody talks about on every part of this Truckers TV platform, but when it comes time to do the admin portion of it and put people in check, that's where I have to go, okay? So I have to do that. That is part of what I do, and I will continue that.
I don't blame you at all.
Does that make sense?
Not at all, I don't.
Hey, Gilbert.
Yeah, I mean, Arnie wouldn't have to do what he had to do if Facebook was a true free speech platform. But like I said before, we all know that it's actually not. It's, one side's opinion of free speech. So unfortunately, Arnie has to do certain things to keep this platform going because, we're under attack all the time. I mean, they're, sending us violations for stuff that happened back in 2019, 2020, stuff like that. So Trucker TV is under attack, not just by Facebook, by other groups that, don't like us and stuff. So Arnie's has to, straddle that line of, trying to keep it, a certain area so that we don't go over, get violated, then nobody gets to enjoy Trucker TV anymore, regardless of what your opinion is.
Yeah, so our freedom of speech, you have freedom of speech with restrictions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And basically your freedom of speech stops right here at the Truckers TV platform. Whatever you say somewhere else does not come to this house. You know what I mean? When you start throwing those F-bombs and the rest of it, I mean, you've heard me do it on my videos, Jerry. You know exactly what I'm talking about, okay?
Yeah.
But there's a difference between me using it on my live stream versus texting it, because texting it, it's a thought process to where the rest of it's just heat of the moment, and your brain, when I start getting ticked off, my brain goes. And, you've heard it, you've seen it from the drivers, you know what I mean? And even with that, I mean, you know as well as I do, I give everybody that benefit, period, 100%. I play the bias card in that, and I'm like, okay, just don't do it again. And then when something happens again, and then it's like, oh, man, come on, tell me you just didn't do that, and then it's, how many times do you let that go before you cut and dry make somebody go away,
Right. I mean, with the rules, you don't have to like them. You don't have to love them. You don't even have to agree with them. But as of right now, until there is another option for us and Trucker TV, you just have to follow the rules.
Right. Yeah, you got people out there don't want to follow
the first rule on Truckers TV. Yeah. Well, the first rule on Truckers TV is respect everyone, period. That is the main rule. So if you get if there was a bunch of people in your room and they came back, started yelling at this guy, stop your cussing, that's almost like majority rules kind of thing, right? So when me being an admin, if I start getting those complaints saying, hey, this guy's doing this, hey, this guy's doing that, I have to go look at the content and take that and see what steps I need to take action with, or things I need to do or not do. You know what I mean? And when I hear that or see it or whatever, that's kind of how my admin portion comes in. So when I do those things, I try to take that, give everybody the benefit of the doubt. What do I do to fix the problem? And instead of enhance it and make it worse, what do I need to do to fix it? So kind of that's where I go. And I said, each one of you guys are in charge of your own streams. And if you don't want that stuff on your streams, then you need to put the viewers in check when they start throwing these things. You know what I mean? Because you as drivers being on here know what we go through. And so when somebody starts doing that, if I got to come into your room and then deal with whoever's doing this, those people are not going to be happy. You know what I mean? You as being the admin of your room, I ain't going to say it looks bad on you from that point, but when it comes down to it, you don't get in trouble for anything. It's the actual platform. So if something happens to this platform, well, then then we go from there, right? So that's where I step in, and I'm like, no, enough is enough, and I put it in check, and I don't care what stream it is, who it is. Go ahead.
You're like a go-between, learning is what you are. They you got to be the one to put the law down for these people, because some of them don't realize that they're messing up as bad as they think they are. They got so used to talking that way.
No, I agree
right.
with the rules. Everybody should follow the rules.
Arnie, are you like the Fredo of Trucker TV?
I'm serious, you know what I mean? That's pretty much what it is.
Well, that's a Godfather reference for anybody who didn't get
it. Yeah, I mean,
sorry guys, I hit the wrong button.
Yeah, that's I don't even know how to put that in a nutshell, because since I've been here you know, when it was just Jerry and Dennis, you know what I mean? And seeing how this has progressed, and no offense, I mean, it's like my faith is very strong, and you're not going to change that, you know what I mean? And I've had discussions with Jerry, been on his stream, you know, we've talked about different things, you know, and I don't push my views on anybody other than one day you're going to have to deal with God, and that's bottom line, you know.
Right.
You know, if you want to say, you know, you're monk, you're Buddhist, you're Christian, you're Jehovah's, whatever it is. I said, God doesn't look at that. God doesn't look at you being black, white, green, purple. He doesn't look at where you live, where you're from. He doesn't look at that. He looks at you as a whole, because you are the individual person. And I said, when it comes time for that, you know, I'd rather have my belief in God than go, well, 600,000 years ago, the world was created, and, you know, look at all the progress we've come through, and you want me to have faith that there's a God? It's like, well, somebody created all this. Who do you think did this? You think it's just natural evolution? I'm like, come on, really? You know, I said, let's lock the door inside the house a little bit. We're going to sit down and talk about this. You know what I mean? Because I got a book here. We're gonna discuss this a little bit and go see what you where you think. You know what I mean? And so the things that you say and the things that you do can't be undone. So when somebody comes in and throws the F-bomb, it can't be undone. Say it again?
Yeah, where in God's book where in God's book does it say we evolved from monkeys? I mean,
right. No, Dennis, you know, you're the Godfather. He's the Fredo, okay?
I was going to say that.
But yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to get off. I wanted to jump on and say hello to everybody. I'm going to go make me some lunch.
All right, Jerry. Have a good afternoon.
Okay. God bless you guys. Take care.
Good deal.
God bless you too, Jerry.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know, it's a shame what this world has become, though. I mean,
well, unfortunately, we have allowed it because we haven't stood up enough. We've been too complacent in the freedoms that we've had, that we haven't fought back. And you know, everybody would just rather stick their head in the sand and say, oh, well, it's politics, it'll change in 4 years or whatever. But you know, you can even see from the 60s the way that things have gotten worse in Washington, the corruption, stuff like that. And, you know, unfortunately, we've sat back and allowed it to happen by who we put into Washington. They rather represent themselves than represent the actual people. So,
well, yes, and it piles back on the parents too, not being able to discipline their children growing up. I mean, hey, I had plenty of spankings, and they never hurt me.
oh yeah, they let the government raise their kids and electronics raise their kids rather than them raising their kids.
I'll be right back.
Hold on. I'll be back, guys. I'm on the phone.
All right, Gilbert.
No, he's yeah, I think he did. Arnie, did you freeze? You know, do a jig or something. We don't know. Dance around. We can't see you. We think you froze.
Yeah,
I'm getting it.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, but I think it is a crying shame that you can't discipline your kids anymore, or at school or home. Even if
well,
you mark on them. You know?
Oh, well, like I was telling Heather the other day, you know, if we said to our parents back then what kids can get away with saying to their parents nowadays, we'd lose teeth.
Right.
I mean, we'd grow up with toothless because we said the wrong thing. If we dared tell our mom to F off or dad to F off, yeah, we would lose teeth. And that's if we could stay in the house long enough without them kicking us out first.
Well, at the same time, then you take that from being that perspective. Then what exactly do you do when you're on this platform right here? How far do you let that go? Because I mean, I could sit here and let it go all day long to where the next thing you know is we're watching somebody get shot and killed, and it's okay because that's their free speech to watch whatever they're watching, comment on whatever they're commenting on. You know what I mean? There
Right.
again. How far do you let that go?
Yeah, and you got and your job is really hard because, like I said before, you have to straddle that line of going over to staying within parameters so we don't get shut down. And I'm sorry, I wouldn't want your job, to be honest with you. I'd kind of lose my mind and throw everybody off the platform, probably.
I actually have that capability to where I can mute all the comments to a room. Okay, I can mute the individual person. I can do all those things. I choose not to. Okay,
right.
And that's just bottom line. Even last night when I did my own stream, and I had a couple people come in there and start talking. Well, what about lot lizards and what about this and that and the other? You know what I mean? They started going off the wall crazy stuff. And I listened to them talk for a little bit, and finally I was like, I set them straight. And then when they come back, made another comment, I'm like, look, I'm tired of your crap. I already know you're here to stir the shit up. You're gone. You know what I mean? And and it was that quick, that easy. But everybody else was like, oh, well, you don't have the right to do that. And it's like, yes, I do.
Yeah. And we understand. I mean, I've talked. I've had these things before, where they do ask those questions, because a lot of the public, all they hear is that we're, drug addicts. We get prostitutes all the time, stuff like that. Here's just a quick little incident. I don't know what that. For instance, my first marriage. I was working for a company out of Haines City, Florida. Apparently, their checks were bouncing like crazy, and I was new at driving over the road. I had never driven over the road. My first company before them was just local in Florida, and I didn't know how comm checks work because they didn't really have fuel cards like that back then when I first started. Fuel cards were kind of a new thing.
Wow.
And when I was working for this company, they'd give me a fuel, a comm check for fuel, stuff like that. I'd go use it, not knowing that the rest of that comm check that I didn't use, that money was still there for me, So I would just poo-poo it away. So when I would work all week or whatever, I'd have a paycheck that was, really small because there was money left over. Well, that company wasn't telling me that there was money left over, out of these CommCheck Express codes. So when my first wife would get a small check, she was asking him, why are these checks so small? Well, we don't know. He's probably doing drugs, buying drugs and hookers out there.
Oh,
and,
wow. Gotcha.
And see, that's the thing. She didn't argue because, that's all the public really knows about us is that we're a bunch of traffickers. We're a bunch of sex addicts. We're drug addicts. We kidnap and rape women. It just, and we're portrayed in not only the media, but in the movies as a bunch of psychopathic killers and rapists. And, and the whole thing with the whole truckers against trafficking thing, the concept of it, I understand. Okay. But the way they've gone about it is they're pretty much making it out to be that, well, truck drivers know all about trafficking. They see it all the time. Well, we don't see it all the time. That's just it.
Right.
I mean, when I first started driving, hookers were like cockroaches. Okay. You couldn't walk in a truck stop without, walk out of your truck and go inside without hookers all over the place. Now you don't see them.
Yeah, hookers. Yeah.
And the whole thing about it is, we're not what the stereotype, was portrayed. I mean, Smokey and the Bandit, love the movie. Everybody loves the movie, but that also portrayed us in a bad light, that we were a bunch of law breaking, running from the cops, stigma. And that's not what we are. That's not what we do.
As a stereotype.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, even from that one movie, what was it? Overdrive, I think it was, where it was not a really good movie for us either. Those possessed trucks that kept that people in the in that truck stop. That was not good. There was also another movie, I think it was called Breaker 19 or something, where
Breaker 19. Yeah.
Yep, where he was a psychopathic, truck driver and trying to kill these kids. And, that's not who we are out here. We're not all doped up on high-speed chicken feed all the time, and, that's old school stuff. There were some that did it, but just because one did it doesn't, a small group didn't make it that we all did it and we all still do it.
Even that is just hype, because the majority of it really didn't happen like what they think it did. There was, don't get me wrong, it'd be like a truck driver. You pull into a town, you go sit in the bar, have a couple drinks, you get out and drive your truck going down the road. Well, everybody knows you ain't doing that. You know what I mean? It ain't going to happen. You're going to get stupid. You're going to get tired. You're going to crash. You're going to do this, that, and the other. It ain't going to happen. You know what I mean? But stereotypical, that's what they think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They think we're all a bunch of sleepy, overtired people. Take, for instance, the accident in Oklahoma the other day. Okay. Within a matter of hours, Oklahoma State Patrol put out that the driver fell asleep and hit the barricade. You don't know that. And no driver's going to sit there and tell you he fell asleep, because he knows that's an automatic license suspension.
Right.
Okay. So I don't give a damn what Oklahoma State Patrol put out, said that the driver told him. Any driver with half a brain would never tell a cop that they fell asleep. Okay.
Right.
But that's, and then these comments, these people were getting on going, oh, well, most of these really horrifying accidents that involve a truck are the truck's fault. Well, that's not true. And it comes from FMCSA website themselves.
Yep.
Over 90% of accidents, involving semis are the fault of the four-wheeler.
Right.
Hey, Christopher.
But they don't want to see that.
The guy who hit my wife and 6 other vehicles.
Oh, there's Christopher. I haven't seen him in a while.
Hey there, Pat, Arnie, and everybody else.
How you doing? Yep. That's the reason that I brought this up, from seeing the stuff that I seen on your platform, right? Being involved in the conversation, listening to the whole thing as it was progressing. Okay. And so that was my point of, when you come in, how far are you going to push the freedom of speech before you put your foot down? Because if you're going to open a platform, I don't care what platform it is, if somebody doesn't like it, how far are you going to let them come before you say enough is enough and you need to leave? You know what I mean? And so when with that being said, the minute you start throwing the F-bombs and you start doing all the rest of it, that's when I step in. And bottom line, I'll remove them. I don't care if it's a driver on here. I don't care if it's, a viewer, a supporter. I do not care. I put a lot of different people on here in check for being on their streams, and then they start cussing, start screaming, start racial profiling, calling somebody the N-word. I mean, just,
I won't
I've
put up
done
with
that
kind of
enough
stuff,
times.
I personally hate the F-bomb.
I mean, if you want to keep a platform and you want to keep it going, you got to have some kind of rules. So if you open the door, like what this is, being a public platform, and you start just allowing everybody and their mother to come in here and say whatever they want, what did you just do to your platform? You know what I mean? Is this is this what you want? This how you want it to be? So when we started this is not how we wanted it. Even though the drivers have their own streams, at the same time, when you start getting to that line you better have your fact crap right, because if you start doing this on your own page, you're going to get shut down because your facts ain't right. And even if you do have your facts right, they could still shut you down just because of what you say.
Right. Well, that's why I started putting that disclaimer out, starting, I guess, yesterday or the day before, of, that my opinions here on the misadventures of Pat and Heather aren't necessarily the opinions or of Truckers TV, its sponsors, or the affiliates.
Right. Even if you put the stuff in your header, it does not concern, because you are not the owner of this page. You are on this page per the owner, and the owner's description of this page is what Facebook rules are. So regardless of what you put, as far as, even like me, when I did my video, I put the title, let's talk about free speech, and 4-letter words are optional, right? Right? That was my title. But bottom line, this is still owned by Truckers TV. Truckers TV is still responsible. It is not you. So even like what they just put in the comments a minute ago, the views expressed here in this platform does not reflect Truckers TV. That came from Dennis, because that's what he put into the comments, right? And even though that is there, because we are on somebody else's platform, it still has no bearing on any of it, because we are using somebody else's platform to do what we do, and you abide by their rules, period. And they could change their rules, and it says right in their rule book, at any time. You know what I mean? They don't have to allow anything that you do. You know, I hate to say this, they banned Trump, right?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So you think of it, if that's free speech and they're allowed to ban you for free speech,
sitting president, yeah.
Right, and you think about that in a nutshell. That means that your freedom of speech is null and void. Period. Right?
Yeah, it's limited to someone's opinion, right?
Right.
Hey,
So
Pat,
I mean,
really
that's right,
enjoying
Arnie.
watching you and Heather.
When they start, I think it ought to be nipped in the bud as soon as they start. Give them one warning, and if they don't understand that, they need to go.
that's kind of what I did in a nutshell. And then I got the same thing. Well, this is my free speech, and I'm like, well, this is not your house. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to come out right and say those words. And it's like, I know what Facebook rules are. I know what our rules are. And the very first rule, it says in here to respect everyone, period. Okay. And if somebody doesn't want to hear that, you either honor that respect of, I don't want to hear that. They can leave the chat room and go somewhere else. But bottom line, what those people still said still stands. And when I come in, I watch a video. When I see those comments that end up to be derogatory, to be this, to be that, your video still sits in the library for Truckers TV, and I go through those and I read those comments and I remove them, okay? Because I don't want the negative comments coming back from something that somebody said on a stream, okay? I don't want it to continue. So when I remove the problem, it doesn't continue, okay?
Now, what about finding a way to give the streamers, like the regular streamers here, the ability to remove those comments as they're going? Because you're not going to be able to watch it all the time and stuff like that.
You can. You have the power from your end on what you do to block them from the word go or delete their comment from your stream immediately. Okay, but the recourse from that has to be this. You, like I've done on many of my videos, many of them, right? Many of your videos, a lot of people's videos when they're live, I remove the comments. Okay. At the same time, you gotta tell somebody, I just remove your comment because of what you said. Okay. Right, and then they're gonna come back to you. Well, what gives you the right to remove it? Well, this is my stream. This is a platform that I'm on to get my opinion across to you, whether you like it or not. But when you come back with a bad comment, a bad remark that is degrading, period, right? Or trying to invoke violence or whatever that case may be, you are the admin of that stream, okay? And that's how that works. You all have that power to do that. You can block, delete the comments. Those are the only two things that you will be able to do as a streamer. Okay, me, I can mute the guy for 10 minutes and then I go PM him and I say, you need to quit or I'm going to remove you. You know what I mean? Or that kind of thing. Or if it gets the severity of it, depends automatically if I'm like, you're gone, you're done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I can't go down the road, depends. So I can't see the comments and stuff. So I got to leave a lot of that up to Heather to do because I'm doing my thing driving. The only time I really see comments is when we're stopped, because she has to take my phone and actually look at the comments because for some reason we can't see them quite right. But yeah, we'll start cracking down a little bit more on that and because like I said, I don't see every comment, so I might miss what somebody says or something like that. So
all right, Arnie, did you read that comment that Dennis just put out?
Yeah, I actually had one of the other guys from another one of the platforms actually come in here and want to join this. Well, he was basically banned from here, is what ended up happening. He was one of the older drivers here, and he came and he PM'd me, and he goes, "Is your stuff live? I'd like to join your chat." And I said, "You can go join. That doesn't mean they're going to put you on here." Well, right there was your answer, and it came from Dennis himself. Okay, I may be the one doing this stream, but Dennis is the one that's in control of this right now to make everything go. Now, that is an admin decision. So, in other words, even though it's the freedom of speech talk, Dennis didn't want him on here to have his 2 cents worth in this platform because of some of the things I would imagine that got said when I called out the things that they said on his platform, the things that happened today on his platform about what I said about free speech last night. Okay, which is the stuff in turn that happened on your platform. Okay.
Right.
So that now you can understand the ramifications of those little things that just happened from your platform, right? What it just, how the 360 circle just revolves to what we're doing right now.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, Pat.
Yeah. Hello.
I wanted to say that I enjoy watching you and Heather, and appreciate all that you do.
Well, appreciate that, Christopher. We appreciate having you.
Kenny, how are you doing today?
Pretty good, Christopher. How you doing?
I can't complain. Wouldn't do me good because you don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Well, I feel a whole lot better today. My mother has really improved, and I think maybe tomorrow they're going to send her to rehab.
Well, hey everybody, I'm
what
going
do
to
you
jump
think
off
about
of
all
here.
this,
We had a good thing going on, so.
Well,
all right, Pat.
All right, Pat. Christopher was fixing to say
later,
something.
Pat.
Oh, what's going on?
Bobby Dollars.
Christopher, Christopher, since you're on here, what do you think about this topic that I just brought up right now about free speech? What do you think? I want to hear what your opinion.
Well, I think everyone's entitled, but but if there are rules about a certain platform or whatever, then you need to respect those rules. It's just like anything else in society. You may not agree with it, but do it to be polite.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Now I can listen to you for a long time, Arnie.
Well, I mean, some of the things that I bring up on here, I realize some of them are real bad, controversial wise, and that's kind of what happens when I start going doing my lives. Usually, there is something that has happened for me being admin when I go live, because usually I just hang out in the chat rooms. I watch the drivers drive. I make sure everybody's, their safety first, period, foremost. And then I go from there, and so when something happens and I see it go from, one platform to another platform, bouncing around the viewers, I hear the talk, I see the stuff, that kind of thing. And then I end up having to come do something like this to basically set people straight, to let them know what is what as far as being on Truckers TV. They're basically their freedoms of speech stop right here, and I can't make that any more clear than what I do right now, and that is me being an admin for this, because I am going to protect this platform over any viewer, over any driver. This platform is what makes this possible. So if I don't do that and it just gets out of control, then they shut it down, and you guys go, well, why didn't you fix it? And then who do you blame? Me, right? So either way, I get blamed one way or the other, right? But bottom line, we're still here doing what we're doing, right?
Right.
Well, I just want to say I appreciate everything that all of y'all do. And unfortunately, my phone is starting to get hot, so I'm going to have to let you go.
All right. We'll take care.
Yep. You have a good day, bud.
All right. Take care.
Well, I hope this whole conversation is not pointed towards me. I don't think I've been off the hook. Arnie.
I
Welcome
don't
back, Gilbert.
I don't see any problems on your streams. I mean, I every time I watch, you know, you're pretty much doing the same old. You know, anytime that you're doing the things that you're talking about, people that are coming on your streams, the things that you talk about, it doesn't get out of hand, kind of thing. And I don't see the people coming into your room, you know, throwing F-bombs and getting all crazy. You know what I mean? I don't see that. You know what I mean? And that's simply because of the topics, the things that you talk about, you know, to where other people. That's what I said. When you start talking about politics, if that's your main agenda is just everything political, you know, I don't know what else to tell you. You know, get off the topics. You may think you're right on a lot of things, but if you're doing nothing about it other than just talk, then that's what it is just talk, you know. And so that is not this platform. You know what I mean? We didn't come in to build Truckers TV to talk about politics just 24/7. We came in here to talk about the things that happen in trucks to help people do this. Yes, the politics is a part of it, but depending on how much you know in this industry, then that's how it goes. Obviously, he's been driving for a few years, and this is where he's stuck on where he's at. Yep, I've had my political views on the things that happen with driving trucks. I talked about a little bit last night when they started talking about autonomous trucks, you know, autonomous this, autonomous, you know, replacing drivers, you know, the things that we go through. I mean, I've touched on a lot of different subjects. The political portion that is behind all that, whether it's presidents or Congress or House of Representatives, your Senate, your state, your local, your federal, okay, I don't have to break it down into that detail. What I said is if you don't like it, go vote. Right? If you don't like something, change it. Okay? You could sit here and talk about it till you're blue in the face. You know what I mean? On this platform, like we brought in Lana from another page, she discusses those things on their page on how they're trying to change it. Okay? That kind of thing. You have to do the forward steps. You just can't sit here and talk about it till you're blue in the face, because it does nothing except get people riled up to start talking crap. That's what it does.
Yeah.
Right?
Jack, I'm going to have my eye on you in the morning. I want to watch you move that gear pole again.
Cool.
Somebody's got to be the bad guy out here to enforce this. And Ernie, you haven't been the one to get nominated to do that, but I really appreciate everything you do. You know, you do a lot.
I thank you for that.
People think they do.
It's not. It's monotonous, is what it is. That's what it boils to. It's monotonous because you get the same thing every single day. You know what I mean? From the different views, the different opinions that come on here from the different people, and that, in a nutshell, is kind of why this platform here now that we're on exists, so that we can have those discussions. Okay, not just a one, you know, me being on live camera and everybody sitting there commenting. This is an actual face-to-face live discussion on stuff. You know what I mean? To have the actual opinions and the rest of it. And if you can tell, we ain't all sitting here throwing F-bombs and this and that and the other. We're not doing it. Even in the chat right now, they're not doing it because we're having this discussion, okay? To where when it's a one person and an audience, they get their opinions, and half the time the whoever's, you know, hosting it, you know, they can't even read half the comments most of the time, because they're driving down the road paying attention to what they're doing. You know, if they're sitting and they're parked, they can do this. But now with this platform, you have the ability to drive down the road, listen to what somebody's got to say. If somebody's posting a comment in the chat, one of us can go take a look, you know, and talk about what they say. And that way everybody gets to know, you know what I mean? So that's why I said this platform that we just did right now is a good thing in that sense of the word, you know, that we've opened it up to have the opinions and the views from all the different topics that we talk about on here. And as you can tell, you ain't having all the F-bombs. You're not having all the stuff that you have in your personal chat. You know what I mean?
Right. You know, you're showing respect to everybody on this platform is what you're doing. You're really showing respect, but you're going to earn their respect back.
Right. Dennis just popped off. 6% of the people that are watching this don't like it. And Dennis wants to know, well, why are they watching if they don't like it? I can explain that to you, because the things that we're talking about, they like what we're talking about, and they like that we've brought this up. And they don't agree with the stuff that we're doing, but they sit there in the background because they don't have anything better to do than throw either an angry face or whatever it is, make a comment, right? And that is this open platform to where you can come in, you got something to say, you push the little camera thing, and you're in here. You push the little link to get here, and you're here, and you can voice your opinion. You've heard it come from how many different people have been on here now? Like 10, 11 people already. You know what I mean? In this little bit of time that we've been on, you know, so this is that platform. You got something to say, come on in and say it. You know, I hate to say this, but those of you that are banned, you're not going to get to talk. Okay. You're not going to get to do anything other than listen to what we say. And so that maybe that 6% is the ones that have been banned, that are in the background, that all they can do now is listen anymore to what we talk about. You know what I mean?
It's probably a good practice, though, to keep politics out. Because there's a lot of experiential.
There's not much of that, though.
Yeah.
I don't notice much politics, religion.
I posted a video a little bit, and I posted it in the admin chat. Johnny Carson, if everybody knows who that is, had a media interview with Tom Brokaw. And in his media interview, Tom Brokaw basically asked Johnny Carson, why don't you talk about politics when you're on your TV show? And he said, for two reasons. He said, first off, I don't want to persuade people to vote this way or that way simply because I bring it up on my topic that I like this person or that person, and they think because I like them that they're a good person. He goes, and the second reason is if I do that and I bring these things in, you get all these other comments that go with it. He goes, so I'm swaying the audience opinion or whatever, the viewer's opinion of what ends up happening in real life, just because they think that I agree, and so they want to agree with me. All right, they don't have their own opinion, in other words, to make a decisive choice on what they want. So they follow somebody else, right? Regardless if it's good or bad, that's what they do. So that is the reason that I always say, stay away from politics, stay away from the pervert topic, stay away from the pussy topic, because those are always going to lead to problems. You know, you start talking about, oh, my girlfriend did this, oh, my girlfriend did that, oh, my boyfriend did this, oh, my boyfriend did that, right? All it's going to do is lead to, well, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Oh, my God, I can't believe they did this to you. Oh, it shouldn't have never happened. Oh, I feel so bad for you. You know what I mean? Those are the three main topics that always ends up to stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
100% right.
So and that's kind of what I'm getting at, is those kind of things is why I keep the politics out of it, and I don't like talking about politics. If you really want to go there, I mean, we could sit down and have a conversation about politics one day, and I guarantee you all you're going to have in this conversation is somebody coming back with the negative stuff, just like what happened the other day. Okay. And the minute I start talking about oh, this old dude's dating this little 19-year-old girl, did you see? Oh my God, she's just after him for his money. Well, maybe he, you know, I mean, come on, right? That's kind of where you go. And it's the same thing if it's a young guy dating an old girl. It's like, wow, look at what he wants her money. You know what I mean? All those stupid topics because your brain automatically goes there, you know, regardless of what's going on with whoever you're talking about, that's where you go, you know. And the minute you start talking about the perverts, oh my God, all hell breaks loose. You want to break out ropes, whips, chains. You're going to quarter this, you know what I mean? And hate to say this in a nutshell, even if somebody got found not guilty, 100%, right? It'd be like O.J. Simpson. He still killed Nicole. You know that he did. He just didn't get caught, right? Yeah, I mean, everybody has their own opinions on these things. So you see what I'm saying? It's like you start dwelling in that negativity. You start dwelling in all that bad stuff, and all you're going to get out of it is bad, right? You start dwelling in the good. What are you going to get out of it? Good. You know what I mean? You have to change that way of thinking on what you do and how you do it.
Look at Jack there. He knows that he needs to make more than one sandwich, but I believe he's just gonna feed himself there.
Man, I'm easy, man, and I'm hungry right now. You know, I'm trying to help out here being on the stream, but I got to eat, bro.
Yeah, they just called
Jack.
me. They just called me to say, you know, tell me burgers are ready, and I'm like, I'm doing a live feed. I'm not gonna go in there and grab me a burger. You know, I'll wait for a little bit. You know, and then I'll have me something to eat. You know.
Come on. All right.
Well,
you can eat, bro.
Did you see yesterday when I was doing my video on the car and I was talking about doing the car and stuff, right? By the time it was all said and done and over with, and you know, we put everything away and getting it all cleaned up, and I came out here. I'm sitting out here still dirty, hadn't taken a shower yet, you know what I mean? And then I got to come on and do a little video for the stuff that had just happened, you know. And at the same time, huh?
You looked dirty too, you know.
Oh yeah, you don't even want to know, man. I felt like death warmed over kind of a thing, because I mean, I'm still hurt. And even today, like, my buddy's like, no, we're not going to do nothing today. We'll do it tomorrow. I'll give you time to recoup, that kind of thing, you know. And I'm like, cool, right on, you know, because that's just, you know. But at the same time, it's like, I know this stuff has to be done. I know it has to be done. I still got to get up. I still got to do the same things I do every single day, you know. And doing everything I did yesterday, still working on the car, you know, get Angie all set up, and I'm hurt, you know, and I'm like, you know, and I do the same spiel when she came on her stream. You know, if somebody starts PMing your daughter, if somebody starts PMing you, let me know. You know, you're a girl. I'm here to protect you. I don't want this stuff. You know what I mean? I'm giving her the rundown on the rules. You know what I mean? Walking her through everything, telling her what's what. And she's like, okay, cool, you know? And I'm like, to keep that in essence the same platform as what I told her last night is exactly what this is today. Okay? And it's like, who am I to make the decision on who stays and goes? Well, that's my job. I make that decision. Okay? And regardless if it upsets the viewers, the fans, the drivers, whatever it is, I make that decision because it has to happen. You know what I mean?
Hi, Arnie.
Hey, you know, that's Mike.
How you doing?
You want to live with it.
Did you ever sleep?
How you doing?
Okay.
Well, I got a little bit, you know.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, Robin. How are you?
Hanging in there.
You know who Robbie is, right?
You guys are going to eat. I'm sorry, man. I got to eat.
We'll go eat.
Hey, how about it? Does it taste good or what? I mean, you know, if you start moaning and groaning, I know it's good.
Pretty soon I'm getting ready to eat.
I just seen Face. I just seen Face comment.
Look, I got
she's watching and eating ice cream. I think she's gonna rub it in a little bit.
Bad hair said about that. Now I need to.
Hey, well, that's all I'm gonna say is, you know, stuff your face. I'm gonna kind of hang out and wait, you know. What can I say?
I got a pot roast in a crock pot.
Oh boy.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, we're gonna have hot dogs
And
tonight for supper.
I'm going to respond to one of the comments in here real quick, and it came from Dinah, and this is what she said because of Dennis's comments of the things that are going on with the different platforms, that kind of thing. People coming in and complaining about this, that, and the other, doing the things they're doing. And Dinah's comment, come back to Dennis. She said, Dennis, oh well, it is what it is. Keep up the good work and continue fulfilling your dream, right, at Truckers TV, and F them. Now that right there in that little comment, okay, she threw the little F bomb in there, okay. With that, I wouldn't have said anything, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have come back with a bad comment, watch the cuss and watch the stuff, right? I wouldn't have done anything just for the simple fact that she did that. But if she would have actually typed out the word in there, that kind of thing, that means she thought this through to just type the the letter F versus the whole entire word, right? So that I respect that on what she did and how she did, okay? And I would have had no problem with that. It wasn't a derogatory towards one individual person. It wasn't towards a group. It wasn't towards whatever, right? So what she said and how she said it, I can respect that. You know what I mean? I can deal with that, and that kind of a thing. So no, it's okay, Dinah, and I mean that literally. It's okay, because I don't take that as a bad thing on what you did. If you would have come in and said, and you named a group behind that little F-bomb, or you named a person behind that little F-bomb, then I would have had a little problem, and I would go in there and I would remove that, because that's considered hate speech, right? The minute you put a name to somebody, that is hate speech. You know what I mean? If you said, I'll just use a car. If you said F Ford or F Dodge or F Toyota or F Mitsubishi, you know what I mean? That is a derogatory towards something or someone. You see, there's a difference between what you said is just F them. You know what I mean? Because them could have been anybody. Them has a name, but you did not name them. Okay? So I can respect that 100%. Okay?
Yes, and Dana, I still love your accent too. I wish you was able to come on with us.
Right. I know.
Dana?
I would like to have the conversation one day with her about some of the stuff that she does over there in her country. I've seen some of the pictures and stuff like that, and I would really, really, really like to be able to do that. You know what I mean? To have that interaction. You know, really, really.
Yes. She posted a beautiful picture this morning. She did.
Yeah, I saw.
Here's an example. One of the drivers was in the state
Uh-huh.
and I was just kidding around and said, "Oh, you the hoe." Well, Facebook gave me a warning.
I actually had a warning from mine. The same thing. I didn't even know I had it because I woke up. I hadn't been online for a couple of days or whatever because I was doing other stuff. And when I got back online, it said that I had been kicked off for 3 days or whatever it was. And I'm like, wow, I didn't even notice. You know what I mean? And then I had to go back and look. It's like, well, what did I say? You know? And what I had done. Well, I forget what it was, but it was some song and it had the word "kill" in it. Is what it had in it. And the minute I threw that word out there, I got banned. You know, and I'm like, wow, it's in a song. You know what I mean? And it's like they banned me for that lyric of the song, and I thought that's just got to be stupid. You know, and but it is what it is. You know.
So do you know that when you get thrown in Facebook jail for, say, you said that, right? So Arnie said kill. We're going to put him on a 3-day suspension. They go back through all of your bullshit, and I'm telling you, they will go back a year. Because I got banned, I got shut down for 30 days, and they sent a list to me of everything that I did, and it went back to a damn year.
Well, they just warned me.
Exactly.
They didn't put me in Facebook jail. They just warned me that this was not tolerated.
Facebook jail is hell, let me tell you. I've done 30.
Yeah,
I've done
he
yeah.
did.
60 back to back. I'm a criminal. Shit. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Look at here. Do you think I got out of Facebook jail without snatching me something? Shit, you better look at
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Damn. Leave a guy alone, for Christ's sake. For God's sake, Jesus.
Well, I got warned a few times. Well, I got warned about twice is all I got warned. It was something I recopied and posted. They said it was inappropriate.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
later I seen it still out there.
That is in essence what I'm getting at with this, because if somebody feels this is inappropriate, right, they can go back and do whatever and report it and this and that and the other, and then Facebook comes to us and say, well, is this what happened? Is this, I mean, it starts doing that little third grade childish thing again. You know what I mean? And
Right.
No offense, because of the platform, we win because they know what our content is about. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of a waste of time for somebody to do it, but they try, over and over. And so when the people, Facebook sees the stuff that we're doing, how we're doing it, they understand that this stuff is going to happen. Okay, they get it, they understand it, but at the same time, it's like there again, how far does Facebook let it go? There's your freedom of speech. You know what I mean? Your First Amendment right, your Second Amendment right. I mean, you start going through all this crazy politics stuff, which I hate. I hate talking about politics. I really do. It doesn't do anything except get everybody mad, get them upset. And so, that's my personal opinion.
Where would we all be today if Facebook never came about?
Right.
I'll tell you where.
You'd
have more friends.
If it wasn't for them coming
You'd
around.
have more friends. You'd get more shit done around your house.
Keep going. I agree. Keep going. I agree. Keep going.
It just goes on and on and on.
MySpace.
Right. I hate to say this. If you did not have this social media, what you would be doing is going outside and getting out like you used to do when you were younger, because you didn't have the telephones to sit here and sit at home, and he's at home. And no offense, you still didn't interact other than what we're doing right now. You didn't meet face to face. You didn't go do this, even though it's a tool that you can use to do that. Atypically, you don't. It's like, how you doing? Well, you live in Canada now? Oh, hey, how you doing? How's Canada weather, right? And it's like, you got the people that are next door to you that you never talk to anymore because they're doing the same thing as you, sitting down talking to somebody else, and you never get to go talk to your neighbor or nothing. You never get to go out and do stuff, right? And that's exactly.
Right.
I agree 100%.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, you've heard me 1,000 times. How many times have I said, open the door, go outside, right? Where am I sitting? Outside. There's my thing. Right.
I got to leave for a few minutes. I'll be back.
All right, Kenny.
All right,
Kenny.
Bye-bye.
That's my opinion. I got friends that are in the hospitals in the little old folks home now, that kind of thing. And I keep saying the same thing. I was like, is that where you want to be? Is that what you want to do? Is that what you wanted to do when you were younger? Then why don't you go do that? You know what I mean? It's like, do I got to kick you in the butt? Do I got to drag you out? Do I got to do this for you? That's like, it's like you lived your whole life. You can't tell me you can't go do these things. Whether you're single, married, divorced, whatever your condition is, you can't tell me that you can't do it, because I do it, and I'm probably in worse shape than most people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got a problem with your legs, and I got a problem with my legs. Like I'm going to have a bypass surgery on my leg.
If I showed you what my legs look like, they look like fish scales right now. Okay, that's what they look like. It's not shingles. Yep. It's not any of that. What it is lack of blood flow into my legs. And even though I got that, it doesn't stop me. Yeah, I hurt. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, I got this, giant scar from my, solar plex all the way down to both legs. I've been gutted like a fish. They took everything out inside of me to get to the vein in front of my spine. You know what I mean? That's the things that's happened to me. All these different other things in my life that's happened. I said, but what do you see? Do you see me down? Do you see me always, oh my God, what am I going to do? Oh no, I can't. Do you keep hearing that? I can't? Is that what you hear? I don't say it. It's not that I can't. It's like that I will. I will. That positivity.
Like I get outside and cut a lot of firewood with a friend of mine. We go out and cut the trees up and everything else. When my legs go hurting me, I stop and rest myself. That's all I can do. I keep on going.
Right. Yeah. You may have to stop and rest longer. You may have to do even like me right now, stuff I did yesterday, I'm paying for it today. But what did I do? I still did it. And even if I had to do it today, I still would. So I mean it's a preference, on how far you're going to let whatever it is get you down. But if you just sit there all day long and sit in the bed, sit in your stuff, and you don't do anything, you don't get up and go do, make a phone call, talk to somebody, get up and make some plans, go to a movie, go out to dinner, go grab some coffee, go get out and go do. Right? Yep. You see Dennis stop along the side of the road, sits there, listens to the river. Get out and go do. You see, Amanda out there doing the things that she's doing. Get out. Dennis goes eat a 52-ounce steak. Get out and go do. You know what I mean? Go do it. I mean, what do you got to lose? Nothing. Nothing.
Yep. Speaking of steak here, Ernie, there was a thing I seen on Facebook here. There's a guy ate 100-ounce steak with a pound of fries.
Wow.
I feel sorry for that guy. That's all I'm gonna say. No.
I couldn't believe he did, but he sat there and he was a skinny guy.
Yeah, they always say it's a skinny guy that does this. I mean, even the day that when Dennis went out and did his little steak thing, the other two guys that were sitting at the table with him, that's the kid and the other guy, I think his name was Chad or something, I can't remember, but the other guy was sitting across from him. That guy ate his steak and that kid ate his steak too, and there again, I'm just going, no offense. It's like I tried that myself once upon a time and I couldn't, no way in hell eat all that stuff. I couldn't do it, but I tried, and just to say that I did it, but at the same time, it's like putting yourself through that for whatever reason, that's the mindset right there. That's what do you do? I mean, what do you do?
Dennis just said he was bigger than he was.
He was bigger than Dennis. Yeah. Well, I look at it like that. It don't matter if you're a skinny guy, if you're a fat guy, if you're whatever, I mean, I hate to say it. You've seen those people, they wake up in the morning and it's like 10 pounds of chicken for breakfast, and then 5 hours later they're having, 20 pounds of potatoes and all, and then they go, well, I'm 700 pounds and I don't know why. And I'm like, yes, you do. You wake up 10 pounds of chicken for breakfast. I'd weigh 500 pounds too. Jeez, crap.
Heck
like, come on.
Skinny as a rail. I got friends that are skinny as a rail that eat like nobody's business and walk around here with their shirt off and shit. I eat the same thing. Well, you already seen me with no shirt on. It's ugly.
That's just, I used to do the same thing. I could walk in and eat, sit down 2-3 plates of food, and they're like, well, why? And I'm like, because I got a good metabolism, I eat the right things over and over and that kind of thing, Some of it's your, genetics, and some, it's genealogy, whatever you want to call it, and others it's just like I got to go to hyperthyroid gland or whatever, so it's everybody's individual, and no offense, it's your body. You're the one that has to live with it, not me, and if you want to be, muscular, go lift weights. You want to, you don't want to be this, that, don't do it. You know what I mean?
You want to look like Jack, some more wavy legs.
Hey, we'll have some legs today. We call it good right there, Jack.
I'm going to lick the bag in a minute. Shit.
You know, it's a 99-cent heart attack right there. Is all we're good for.
Yeah.
But they taste good. You know what I mean?
Can't
But they're
stop.
not 99 cents no.
They're what?
Oh man.
Robin, what'd you say?
We'll let my dog
But they're
out.
not 99 cents anymore.
Right. No. And they're full of air. I tell you what, I always grab the bag and I feel it, like squeezing a Charmin.
Yep. Yep.
And you say, oh, this is a good one. You take it home, you open it up, and all the air goes out. And the
They're
goddamn
little bitty things.
there's that much in the bag. Nothing more pisses me off than that. $3-4 a damn bag.
It's something
Should
that a
I
lot
go
of these
buy
people
it?
don't know. The people that haul the potato chips like Lay's and Doritos, whatever. When you go from 0 elevation to 5,000 feet, that soda can, that milk jug, that paper, they expand, right? They blow up because of the going up in elevation. And when you get from higher elevation coming the other way, they shrink. So what happens is it crushes your bag of potato chips. It shrinks that little gallon of milk. You know what I mean? It shrinks that can of Pepsi, right? And all the drivers that drive, dry vans and box and reefer, they all know that. You know what I mean? They all know it.
And another thing, with these potato chips is, you open them up. And when I'm driving truck, I need to have something that I can actually eat and drive at the same time. I can't be taking crumbs out of a Ziploc baggie and trying to stuff my face. I need pieces like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what
right.
I need. You get 3 or 4 of these, and then the rest is friggin' crumbs.
Right.
I kid you not.
Right.
I can't show you, but they're all crumbs.
Yep. They
I
start
could
out
stop
big, but by the time you get them, they're like little itty bitty baby piece things,
And that's why, huh?
Yep, that's it. That is the reason why.
I did not know that.
You had any rain today, Robin?
Rain? No.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet.
No. It thundered down here earlier, but sun's back out now.
Yeah, that's the same here.
Jack, Wynn said you're funny.
Hello.
Hi, Wayne.
Hello.
Yeah, she's out there. She's out there sitting there watching us.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about this freedom of speech there, Robin? What do you think? You think this was a good topic, or what do you think?
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but there's a place and a time for everything.
Right.
And you gotta know when to say. You need to know when to say something or when to shut the F up.
You're right.
Okay. Now, for that being said, for what you said, when does it become, let's say, your job to remove them? When would that happen for you?
I couldn't say
if you were the one.
Okay, here's my opinion. I don't vote, so I don't have a right to say yay or yay about Trump or anybody who's in office because I didn't vote.
Just because you don't vote does not mean you do not have a say. It just means you did not vote.
Well, I feel that I don't have a say in the order of I didn't vote.
Okay, I'll give you an example. Did you vote for Truckers TV?
What do you mean?
No, you didn't vote for Truckers TV, but you still have you still have a say. You understand?
Okay.
That's what I'm getting at. Even though that you didn't vote for something does not mean you don't have a say. That my question is if you were in charge, what would you do? When is that enough to make somebody else go away?
When people get repetitive about their saying things that they shouldn't be talking about on here, then you have to pull them.
Right. And that's sort of my point is that freedom of speech. How far does that get to go? Because is it that you listen to people else complain about it, or is it that you complain about it before something else? You know, in other words, if you complain to me and you're like, well, why doesn't he do something? Right? And then you keep complaining, well, why doesn't he do something? Why doesn't he do something? Well, if it's just you complaining versus multiple people, right?
Right.
And your decision making changes. Okay. So let's say, for example, you go onto this stream or you're in a chat room and you see somebody throw some stuff up there and you go, well, why didn't the guy deal with it? Why didn't the admin deal with it? Okay. And that's sort of what I'm getting at. That is that portion of free speech. It's like, at what point does it take for you to make that decision? Okay.
I know what you're saying, but I just don't have the answers.
Right. I get it. I honestly, I do. I get it.
Okay.
And that's sort of what I'm getting at is when that comes, somebody has to make that decision. And it's not like being the president of the United States. Do we go to war today? Do we not go to war today? You know what I mean? Do we, that kind of thing, depends on, how everything is going on. It's not just the one incident, it's the whole general picture, you see. And so
Right.
you can't just base it on one thing. It has to be a whole picture, you know, because if somebody comes in, just says the word, you know, just throws the word out there, the first thing they say is just the F-bomb, nothing to follow behind it. It's like, do you ban them for that, or do you ban them if they decide they don't like lemons today, or they don't like oranges today, or they don't like whatever today? You know what I mean? So it's a whole context behind what you do, okay,
Right.
to make that decision, right?
Well, what I would say is like warn the person. If they continue, then they get booted.
All right. Let's say, for example, you warn the person and they turn it around and say, well, what gives you the right to tell me what I can say?
Because it's Dennis's platform and you were appointed admin to do so. So
But it
they
doesn't
need
matter. That's their freedom of speech, right?
Well, then if they don't like it, they can go somewhere else. Just like for
Yeah.
That conversation, that subject can go on and on and on and on. If you say
Exactly.
something to somebody about you can't do this or that or the other, if they don't like it, you're done. That you know that I said give them a chance or two, but if they pop off with all that BS, that's it. You're done. I'm not playing
Right.
that game.
That's what I was.
You know.
Yeah. Exactly.
You can't keep going on and on and on and trying to explain to fools that'll never get it, don't want to get it. You kick their asses out, and that's it. We're done. See ya.
Right.
Yeah.
That-
just
that-
like
Make
the
me
other
an
night.
admin. Make me
The other
your
night-
secretary, Ernie.
The other night.
Well, Phil,
The other night I was on the other platform when all that happened, when the bad mouth thing. I just left. I don't want to hear it. I go to other platform and I listen and I interact with people, but I don't come there and talk doo doo about your platform or that platform or any other. If I don't like it, I leave. If I don't like
Doo-doo
what
is bad.
and somebody's saying something and nasty, I just scroll up and ignore it or I leave.
Right. And that's kind of my point is because of the platform that we're on. For me personally, when I do basically pretty much like what Jack said, I give them the benefit of the doubt, right? And I come in and give my little 2 cents worth, you know. And when they come back with, well, who are you? Well, I'm the admin. Well, what gives you the right? Well, you know what I mean. And so it kind of progresses in the whole process. But like I said last night on my little video, I'm not so much worried about what they say as far as to me about that situation, okay? Because I know what they're doing and I can see that they're trying to get something started, and I don't let it get there, okay? So I separate it, you know what I mean? I remove myself from that situation, even though I'm still in the room. It's like, you know, I got two choices: you're staying or you're going. You know what I mean? And there again, regardless of what you just said, you know what I mean? I gave you the benefit of the doubt. You said, okay, I'll watch this, that, and the other. But then it's, well, if you say this and I say that, what gives you the right to make me go away and then you stay? You know, that, and so it's that whole thing. So yeah, you're right. We could go on about this all day long, but that is the topic of this conversation right here. Okay.
Right.
And that's kind of why I'm saying, for me to push that out there, to keep it on that topic, sort of like you're having a talk show, and in other words, we're going to talk about this. We're not going to talk about Windows today. We're not going to talk about rock today. We're going to talk about this. You know what I mean? And that's what we're going to continue. And so that, in essence, of what it does is it draws out all those long little aggression things that are inside when you start talking about that. Okay, because you're able to talk through it, hear other people's opinions, and you're able to work through it, right?
Right.
Playing with my dog.
Yeah, no, isn't that cool?
I'm looking at my shed, and here my shed is unlocked, and the key is sticking in the lock.
Forgot something, did you?
It's been like 4 days. Unbelievable.
I don't feel bad. I left my shed unlocked for a week and didn't realize it was unlocked and the light was still on.
Yeah, we got these homeless around here that come through our yards and shit, you know?
Oh, wow.
I'll have to
Oh,
go
welcome
look.
to city living.
Yeah, right?
Try New Haven, Connecticut. That'd be worse.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I'm done with the big city.
Well, that's the reason I'm glad I live a quarter mile back up in the woods where nobody can bother me, and my dogs will let me know when someone's around.
If I was a backwoods man, I'd be sitting on a rocking chair on my covered porch, just sitting waiting.
Well, I'll start rocking. We'll call it good. What do you think?
I was going to say, Ernie's got the backyard over there.
Yeah, you want to see the backyard, do you? I'll just turn my camera. All right.
How's that pool going?
Here you go. Here's my view. I mean, that's what I stare at right there. There's my view.
Oh, no pool.
All I did was turn the camera off. How do I turn my camera around?
There you go.
You hit down there at the bottom of this where it says camera and mic, and then it'll bring up camera and audio. And then from the camera, it'll either give you the facing camera that we're doing now or the one that's away from you.
Remove from stream name and stop cam. Nope. All it's doing is just going black. Can you see? No.
Yeah, when it did, it just went black on yours. I don't know if you changed it to your front camera. It gives you 3 choices, I think, or maybe 4, that kind of thing.
Oh, camera and mic for that.
Yeah, camera and mic. Yeah, yeah.
Camera, front, back camera. Let's try that.
Let's see. Give it. There it is. Look at there.
God damn, you're smart, Artie.
Yeah, every now and then things come to the noodle. I don't know why.
Well, this is why I enjoy Truckers TV and the platform, because I was enrolled in Key Power Trucking School in Florida. I then was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and I was dealing with that. And then I went through the windshield of my Cadillac, which has now left me in a wheelchair. Yeah. So that's my story. That's my story of why I watch so much, because that was my dream, to be a truck driver way back in the 80s.
There you go. Yeah, see, that's kind of when I started, back in the 80s.
Yeah, I was enrolled in 88 in Key Power Truck Driving School. Then I was diagnosed in 89 with MS. So I couldn't fulfill my dream. So
Hey, well now you can watch it, watch everybody else doing, and you get get to see places you probably don't never get to see. Do
exactly.
things, see people do things, but at the same time, regardless of your situation, you still got to get out and do, and you already know that. I don't have to tell you.
Exactly.
Good morning.
Got an echo.
But I go out to the
Yeah,
store. We go out to dinner once in a while, and I do get out once in a while.
yeah. Well, hey, once in a while is better than never, right?
Exactly.
Hey, you
Yeah. For
gotta
me, it's like I'm sitting out here. You see me every day right here. This is my little
Exactly.
hole in the wall. This is where I'm at.
Under,
I had to
under
stand
the
up because
load.
I got to walk around a little bit. I'm sitting out here. You see me every day, right? All right, who's got two devices going?
Hang on. Is that better? It
I
was
don't know.
me.
Let's see if I got an echo. Yep, that's
It's
better.
Hang on. I shouldn't have an echo now.
Yep, nope, you're all good.
Show you
What
my
happens
tomato
is
plant.
I got two phones on here. I can see what people are commenting about, and also what up on page 2.
Ah,
And I
okay.
turned it
Yeah.
up because I went to put a pot of tea on.
Yeah, if you got two volumes up on both devices, then we get an echo.
Right. That's why you had to say it's echo, and I know who it was.
Yeah. Well, you can
Yeah,
actually hear the echo on your end too. This is what it'll do.
Right.
I'm getting these phone calls. People want to know about my mother, so
All right,
I
Kenny.
answer them.
Okay, Kenny. Good seeing you again.
Yes, sir.
Ernie, nice talking to you. Ernie and Jenny and all of you.
See you.
Nice
All
talking to
right.
you. Now, come back again.
All right. We'll see you.
Have a good one.
All right,
You
we'll
too. Huh?
see you, Gilbert.
Take it easy, Kenny.
Okay, you too.
There's one
What's
turning
Jack
red in
growing
there.
out there? With Jack's an
Weed.
herbivore. What do we got in there?
And them are tomatoes, man. Look at it. I got to get in there. I built this little
Oh,
fence around this. Got this little gate on here. So my
what do
lady
you got?
don't have to.
Rabbits? You got deer? What do you got that come in there to get your stuff?
My dogs.
Your dogs.
My dog. Hey, my lab, the yellow one, wherever he went, will jump in here and dig and lay in it. That's nice fence.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
they know that dirt's cool down there.
Yep, he gets in. I'll show you the bucket that he gets in. We let him have it now because he's pretty much killed everything in there. There's a red.
Hey, we could do this. Come on, bring that on over here. We can have a bite of
Yeah.
that.
Right. And here's some little mini guys.
Oh,
Well,
yes.
We had some
Well,
peppers in there, but the tomato plant grew over the pepper plant and killed it. I don't know what all that shit is. There's some carrots that aren't going to grow because it's getting taken over by whatever that is. I
Had it all
ain't no
coming
farmer.
too close.
Yeah. So this was our experimental season, I guess you will say. But
yeah.
anyway,
yeah, my wife brought in a big old pink tomato today that somebody brought in over where she works at. About as big as my double fist it was.
Well, here, Jack. I'll turn mine around so you can see what we got going here. They started this
hang
just
on,
a little.
let me turn mine around, bud. Back to
All right.
camera.
They had, I don't know, a couple of months ago they threw these out there, but there's the little sickly tomato plants because they're too hot. But it's got one tomato or a couple of 2-3 tomatoes on it, and a couple of more that are growing. The other ones that's in the bucket over there are the squash. One of them actually died, even though it keeps producing flowers. It hasn't made nothing yet. See, so we got the couple little green on the cherry tomatoes, those kind of things. But the rest of this here hasn't grown. It's flowered, done all its stuff, but nothing. And then on the other side over here, I'll turn it around. Well, let me just walk up here and I'll just go there. This here's your little mater plant or strawberry plant. You got one little strawberry on there, right? That it's growing. A couple of the other ones are starting, but originally it was 3 big plants. And when it rained out here, this whole bucket flooded, so it pretty much killed off everything that was in there. So this is like the second portion of it growing, right? So, you know, it is what it is, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We ain't farmers. Shit.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't wanna-
my place, I'm not gonna say that. My place there in Oregon, I had a 1-acre garden. Okay, is what I had when I was in Oregon, and every year I'd go out there and turn that thing 2 times by hand, and then I throw straw and stuff out there, and all the different nutrients to feed my fruit trees, because I had 2 different kinds of apples, 2 different kinds of pears, 2 different kinds of cherries, and then I tried actually growing an avocado tree, a lemon tree, and an orange tree. I'll just say none of them made it. You know what I mean? So, but I tried. You know, my other ones.
Sound.
Oh, on me or you?
I guess I lost everybody and then it came back.
Oh yeah, probably just the internet. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that's what I did for a lot of years when I lived in Oregon, and all of my leftovers, I would take all of my 5-gallon buckets full of zucchinis and squashes and maters and everything, and I would take it out to the front of my property, and I would set up 3 big tables, 8-foot tables with all my 5-gallon buckets, and all I would put on there is just leave my 5-gallon buckets. You know what I mean? You take all the stuff you want out of here, just leave my 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah, that's what I seen. Zana posting on the fan page this morning. She said somebody told me to put manure on my strawberries. And then at the bottom she says, "I'm going back to Cool Whip."
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Oh, and there's my kitty.
yeah, I'd rather, I guess, about raise tomatoes or anything, but I won't eat a tomato. Only way I'll eat a tomato is it fried green.
Oh, fried green tomatoes. I like them too.
I don't like tomatoes unless it's already on there, and it better be crispy. You know, sometimes you go to McDonald's and they're squished and mushy, nasty. Man,
Yeah.
I've never been a tomato guy. I don't like tomatoes.
I can walk out there when they're red like this and just pick them. It's like eating tomato soup.
Same way, eat them like an apple.
You like them, Robbie?
Tomato sandwiches.
Do what?
You like tomatoes?
It have to be like not mushy.
Right. Thanks, Carolyn. Appreciate it.
Yeah, anything. I don't care what it is. I like it's like walking to an apple tree, picking an apple off a tree. You know what I mean? It's like when you can walk out there and pick it, being fresh. It's not like you're going to the store bought. You know, they get it when it's green, wait till it turn red. You know, or get a cucumber and wait for it to ripen. Same as a watermelon. You know, the rest of it. When you can actually walk out there and pick it and go from there, it has a completely different taste, flavor. And when you're cooking it, make zucchini bread. You walk out, grab zucchinis. It has a different flavor when it's come straight out of the vine, doing it versus something in the store bought. You know what I mean?
Right. Robbie Dollar says her sister-in-law has a banana tree. She's had it for 3 years, but it hasn't had its first banana yet.
Yeah, banana trees usually take about 5 years before they start producing. Sort of like avocados. Avocados are like 5 to 7 years, even before they start producing. Yeah.
To have a banana tree and an orange tree.
Yeah, I like French oranges more than like not the sun-kissed type of oranges that have that really thick peel. You know what I mean? Right. I like the other ones that are like mandarin, like tangerines. I like the ones that has the really thin peel on them, to where you get a lot of juice. You know, I don't want the hard, like a hard orange. You know what I mean? It's like that's not an orange. You know?
Yeah, on that for sure.
No, but what they do is they pressure that stuff. They throw it through a machine to kind of preserve it to where they can turn and
Yep.
ship it to the stores where it make it last longer.
Oh yeah,
Because I used to
they do.
deliver ice I deliver ice to a tomato plant, and they turn on thick tomatoes are completely green. I mean, pure green, and they pick them and they pack them and ship them off, and they preserve them somehow. And then if time to get to the stores, they starting to turn right, but it took them a while to get them to the stores.
Mhm. Well, I used to go to pick up fruit and vegetables up in California and some of the walnuts and pecans and stuff, and take them to different places, you know, for the like Kellogg's, you know, the cereal manufacturers and stuff, you know, and then they process them. They do all the different stuff to them to dry them out, you know, and that kind of thing. But I'll tell you what, some of those things that they throw in there, the ones that are soggy and gushy, you know, and what that does is that covers the other ones. So when you're talking about processing it, they take all your fruits, all your vegetables, and they run it through basically a giant conveyor belt, and they spray a chemical on it, and that is a preservative, and that's what it is. And so that's why when you go to the grocery store, you'll see their little misters that they now have that are rinsing off your fruits and your vegetables and stuff like that, because they're fresh and they're organic. You get the other ones that are sitting in the aisles, like your apples, your oranges, your potatoes, your onions, you know, watermelons. That they don't rinse those off because of it will actually cause them to rot. Okay.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
down in South Florida when tomatoes first start coming in down there, they pick them green and then they gas them to get them to ripen. You know.
Uh huh.
Yeah, that's why I was looking for gassing.
Yeah.
That's how they preserve it, is gassing.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the preservative.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Well, I'm gonna leave off of here. Y'all have a good
Yeah.
afternoon.
All right.
I'm
Thanks,
gonna be doing that myself.
Okay.
me too.
I got about
Bye.
4% of my battery left, and it hadn't died yet, but we're getting there.
Okay, have a good.
Well, tomorrow I'm doing 3 Tacomas again, my first day back, and these guys are on strike, so it ought to be interesting trying to get in there
Oh
to
no.
get my 3. They'll either be there or they won't be there. So when I roll in there, we'll just have a surprise first thing off.
That sucks. I've had to roll through a couple of them little picket lines myself. I know what that's all about.
Man, I ain't union. I don't give 2 shits about their shit. You know.
Yeah.
I got a job.
Yeah. Well, I've had, you know, been called the scab before for rolling through their picket lines. You know, I've had the little, you know, guys getting mad, banging on your truck, you know, and then they get mad at you, want to pull your airlines and all the kind of stupid stuff, you know, so you can't get in there. And I've been there, done that, you know, stupid, but it is what it is.
Well, when you start messing with my truck is when I start stepping out of my truck. So,
I'm dying.
Everybody around this industry that knows me, I'm pretty well safe. You know, nobody messes with me, and I'm pretty sure come tomorrow when they see me come in, they're not gonna fuck with me. You know, oops, sorry, wow, sorry, Arnie. I'm just gonna roll through. You know, they're gonna let me go, hopefully, and they know I'll come out of the truck if I have to. That's what I'm saying, I guess. People leave me alone pretty much for the most part.
Yeah, Ernie Turner said he was dying. I think his battery died on him.
Oh, he's froze, ain't he?
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll have. I mean, if they're gonna pick it, maybe it'll be peaceful anyway.
They're not always peaceful. I went through this 3 years ago with these guys, and it was pretty nasty, you know.
Yeah, I know. They doing the coal miners are doing the same thing down around Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
They've been out now. I don't know, going on 5 months, I guess.
Wow. That's bad, you know.
They thought they had it settled one time, but they didn't.
I don't know, the unions. No, I'm not going to go there. That's like religion and politics. I'm not going there. It's a touchy situation. My wife is a Teamster, so you know, I was a Teamster for years. My dad, both my uncles were Teamsters. Yeah, so I'm kind of like on the fence on that one. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, back years ago, every job up north was Teamsters. You know,
Yeah.
that's why all the people left from the south back years ago to go north to get a job. You know.
Right. Well, the union's a good thing for some, and really not a good thing for others. That's, you know, these guys are trying to get $50 an hour, and I mean, you know.
Yeah, earlier this year, they tried to get a union in down at Bessemer, Alabama, at Amazon.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
That might happen.
No, they done voted it out now.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I can see the Teamsters trying to jump all over that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Amazon is huge.
Yeah.
Jesus. Let's see some of these chats over here again.
I figure it'll have to go union somewhere up north before it ever goes union down there.
Robbie Dollar, I will be in a different truck tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day that I have to decide if I want to stay in the Pete or stay in the Kenworth. So, I brought the Pete home and spent a day and a half cleaning it inside and out. So, got it to where I could feel like I could live in it. But, it's the shifting part, my knee, my hip, and getting in and out of it. So it's different, but it's a manly truck, man. I don't know. I feel like I'm driving a school bus when I drive that Kenny, it's just, it's a different feel. It's a different look. Makes me feel different. I don't know.
Hey, everybody.
Is that Tanya?
Hello. Yeah, I'm on break right now.
Hi, Tanya.
Let me jump over there.
Hey, Kenny, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
I'm good. I'm on break right now.
Here she is. Flip me a burger, honey.
I'm taking a break from that at the moment.
Atta girl.
Yeah. My mother is so much better today. It's unreal.
That's awesome. I'm great to hear that. So happy to hear that.
That's good, man. Good to hear that.
I think she's going to rehab tomorrow. I hope she does anyway.
Nice.
How old's your mom?
87.
Wow.
Right.
Not a good age to be getting sick.
Right. How's everyone doing today?
We're good.
I'm doing okay.
Nice.
How hot is it now?
It is. Hold on. Let me check. 106. We're having a little cool down. 106. That's cool for us today.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need that hat for tomorrow, Tanya, because I got a bad haircut today, man.
I was looking at that haircut. I was like, not Kenny. Dennis started a trend. Dennis got his haircut, and then Kenny, and now you. It looks good.
I get my hair cut like every 2 weeks, but this chick, my normal girl, wasn't there, and I'm like, man, I got to get this shit taken care of, and it's just not it's not right.
You must have had her all sidetracked. She forgot what she was doing.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Your wife works second shift, Jack?
Yeah, she starts at 11 in the morning and works until 7:30 at night. And then a couple of days she'll work
Hey,
from
Dennis.
3 until midnight.
Hey, Robbie. Hey, Steve-O. Hi, Pat. Hey, Dina.
Hey, Steve-O. Dana.
All right, guys. 3 more hours to go, and I'll be starting my Friday.
Good for you, girl.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to turn my camera around as I walk in. You guys can see where I work at inside.
Sweet.
All right.
I'm just going to I'll just turn my mic off, though. So
I hope it passes.
Huh?
I hope it passes real quick for you.
I do too.
I hadn't seen Earl in here nowhere today, I don't think.
I seen Earl early this morning. I woke up at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and Michael was live, so I seen him over there.
I wonder if anybody's heard from Star today, how she made it.
I haven't heard from Star. All right, guys, I'm turning my mic off. I'm going inside.
All right.
Okay, we'll go.
All right. Where's that door?
Don't slam the damn door.
Yeah. Or it slammed by itself.
Somebody make me a damn burger.
Yeah, that's a great big place on the inside, too.
Look in there.
Yeah.
Where the food at?
Yeah, no wonder they stay so busy. Look how big the place is.
I don't see nobody doing nothing.
There's nobody there taking their orders.
All right, guys, I'll see you guys tonight.
All right.
All right, bye.
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 Yeah, my wife works like she's got banker hours.
Yeah.
Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, she works from 8:30 to 12, and then she goes back in when she leaves about 1:30 or 1:40, and then she'll work to 5:30. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, she goes in at 1:30, 1:40, and works to 5:30.
Mine's off on Mondays and Saturdays. She's the boss, so she can change her schedule anytime she wants to, but that's the normal.
Well, I mean, that's 2 good days to be off. Monday you can take care of stuff you need to take care of, and then Saturday relax.
Right. Yep. I don't like her working that late shift, the close shift, because she doesn't get home. She works until 11:30, and then she doesn't get home until 12:30, 1 o'clock. And you got all the drunks out there and all the hoods, and yeah.
Yeah, you sure have.
Yep.
Yep. That's the reason I'm glad my wife's a seamstress.
Your wife's a seamstress?
Hey, Dennis.
Yeah.
Hey. So yeah, I was just commenting. I talked to Star. She's headed to Colorado from Houston, Texas. So she's already got a load. She's already on her way towards Colorado. So she's doing good. Like I said, I told you guys before, she's not going to be streaming while she's driving. She needs to learn how to drive first. Yeah. So once she gets that all down, she gets some experience, then she'll pop on and say hi to you guys. So.
Oh, they changed their load up in. She was going to go to Dallas to Louisiana, and I thought I heard her say.
Well, hello there, Bobby.
Oh, Bobby.
Hi, Bobby.
No response from Bobby, eh?
That must.
Goodbye.
I wonder if that was Bobby Watts.
No, that's we're also streaming on YouTube, and we've had a bunch of spammers on YouTube side. So.
Oh, that was probably a spammer, huh?
Yeah, it's probably No picture, no voice, no bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Is your arm sore today?
What's that?
Is your arm sore?
My whole body sore. I feel like I got the flu right now, but I'm all right.
From riding?
I could definitely feel my whole body is sore. Okay. Yeah, my whole body is sore.
From riding, Dennis, or what?
No, I got the first series COVID shot.
Oh shit.
So I'm a little
My brother and sister, brother-in-law, and one nephew ended up having that shot, and he ended up catching the COVID. And now I got another nephew. He's younger. He's only 10 years old, and he caught it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Gio. The military has pumped me with so much damn juice. I don't even think I'm going to catch anything. I really don't think I will.
What do you mean? I think that's the same with me because every time I was walking through them mines, man, I had about 10 or 12 needles going to me at one damn time when they shoot them guns at you.
Yes,
then
sir.
Next thing you
So I
know,
think I got
they're
everything
out
in
there working for
probably
all your arms.
Exactly.
I've heard that from a lot of military guys. All the shots that they've got, they go, man, we ain't getting nothing.
Well, I mean, the USS Nimitz had a breakout. I think one of the ships. I'm sorry,
in the beginning,
Washington or the Nimitz, one or the other, had a breakout where they had to get isolated in Guam for a while, but they had it quickly under control, and they returned back home to Washington State. So,
right. I remember that. That was right during the beginning, though.
Yeah. But you haven't heard anything. And that was with that captain that said, "You know what? We need to go home."
Yeah.
He got fired and they got reinstated or whatever. I didn't follow the news too much on it.
That was a joke.
But I remember the captain did get fired for not using the chain command or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not using a chain of command.
Guys, I know I got things to do around here. I just don't know what. And this is my last day of vacation, and I know if I don't do something and my wife comes home, my ass is grass. So maybe I can go out and pick up the dog crap. I don't know. I got to do something.
You're going to stay home, you got to do something, right?
Oh,
he got the honeydew list.
That's too funny.
She'll wake me up in the middle of the sleep.
Don't have no idea
Did you
what
do
I'm
anything?
doing.
Yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow. I got a student I got to pick up tomorrow morning, first thing, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to teach him how to do Lowell's local runs down to California back. I think the first place we're going to is Lottie, California, drop off and then come right back up. So we'll be in California tomorrow, or headed towards California. I got to teach this kid how to do Lowell's. So that's what I'm doing starting tomorrow. But I got my dental here in about an hour. So I got to get my teeth fixed real quick. But yippers, I figured I'd jump on and say hi to you guys. Are you guys going to hang out here all day, or?
I'm out of here.
Yeah, when I jump off too.
I'll probably out here too.
Okay.
I seen Ernie come on, and he want to have about what's going on last night, what's going on, and everything.
Yeah, surprise visit from Thomas. I saw that. He popped in for a second.
Yeah.
And then got booted right out.
I guess I missed the
on
shit
our stream. Out of all the shit that you talk about me on your page, you need to stay off mine. Just stay off my page, bud.
Wow.
But all right,
Well,
I'm gonna head out. I got my dental, like I said. I just want to give you guys an update on Star. She is fine. She's got her load. She's running from Houston, Texas to Colorado. So I was I got a call. She's doing really good. Her truck's doing fine.
And Will made it to Phoenix, okay?
Yes, he's in class right now. So today starts his class day today. So he'll be done in what was it, 3 weeks or 2 weeks?
3 weeks for Star.
Yeah, it was 3 weeks for Star? Yeah, I think 3 weeks. Yeah. So I got the student for 2 weeks, and then that week after that, I'll be heading down to get him in Katy, Texas.
You done got your dispatch load for tomorrow?
Yeah, I've already got my load. I'm doing Lowell's. Yep. So we're good to go.
Well, that's a good learning experience for the trainee.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you get everything. You get backing, you get swap, you get a bunch of backing in, door bumping, mountain training, highway training.
Taking the fifth wheel pin lock off.
Forward and back, yep.
Yeah.
He gets it all trained in. So even just doing local runs out of Lowell's, he can definitely learn a lot. So Jack needs to get back to work, man.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I'm going to be out there with the picketers.
Oh, they're picketing?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That ought to be fun.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you have lots of fun, ain't you?
Hey, I got that long nose for him to climb over to get to me, so I feel pretty safe.
There you go. That truck's nice. You like it?
Yeah, I like shifting. I like the compact of it on the inside.
Yeah.
That Kenworth is like being, well, you know, because it's probably the same thing. It's like driving a bus or a motorhome.
Yeah.
Got the big ass windshield. I like to feel compact. I just feel safer in it, you know.
Now, have you streamed from inside yet, or you
No.
have? Oh, okay.
I didn't want you guys hearing me grinding gears, man.
I'm waiting for that.
You should have saw when I took it back after I washed
like,
it.
who's talking shit now? You got yourself a manual now.
When I left here after I washed it the other day to take it back up to the yard,
yeah,
I couldn't find a goddamn gear if you give it to me. I swear to God. But when you're driving bobtail, it's a lot different.
Back to you. It comes back to you after a while.
But when you're driving bobtail, it's a lot different, you know?
Yeah.
It's a whole different game, man. And I was like, oh, God, let me get this thing back here. Shit.
You'll get used to it, but hopefully we can have laughs while you're driving.
That's where you skip them when you're running bobtail after you get in the high side there.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, fellas. I'll talk to
you. Split gears.
Thing you guys do. Thank you for jumping on every day. Appreciate it.
Okay, Dennis.
I'll see you guys later.
Look for you in the morning, Dennis.
All right now.
Or
Thank
tonight,
you.
maybe see you tonight even.
Yep, I might be. Yeah, I might be on tonight.
Okay.
All right, guys.
All right. Have a good evening.
Boys, I'm out of here too.
Well, all right, Jack.
We'll see you guys
today for coming in.
I'll come on tomorrow when I get to the yard and get my pre-trip done, and you guys can listen to me grind them gears.
Yeah, I haven't got to see your truck yet.
Well, we'll go through her. Okay, guys.
Well, all right.
See you, Jack. Nice talking to you.
See you, Jack.
Look at these comments real quick.
Yeah, it's getting almost 3 o'clock out there.
Well, it's 5. It's almost 6 o'clock here.
Yeah.
I'm in South Georgia. It's where I'm at.
Yeah. There's Dana still in here, and Robert. Robbie's still in here. I wish some more of them would come on here.
Yeah, they're not.
Looks like Robbie's doing all the talking.
All right, guys, I'm out of here.
All
we'll see you.
All
right, Jack. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. I wish Callie would come on back in here sometime after he gets off of work in the afternoon.
Yep.
See how he's doing.
Well,
tell him that, Robbie, if you talk to him.
What it is that I usually try to, when my wife gets home from work, I'll try to spend time with her. I try to stay off as much as possible.
Well,
because she's done all day.
Yeah, I get to see my wife at dinner time, so that makes a difference. And then her and my where I used to work, boss lady, are real good friends. So they talk at night. So that gives me a chance to talk on here at night.
Yep. Well, my wife gets home from work. When she does, I just turn around and be with her because we've been together for 38 years. Well, 39 years, been married for 38.
Yeah,
Yeah, I enjoy it.
that's right.
A lot of people's marriages don't stay together nowadays.
Yeah, I think the first day we got together was April Fool's Day of 1989. I think, if I can remember back that far.
I first met my wife in '82,
Let's see
right
what
after
we
I got
got
out of
here
service.
now. Hi,
Huh?
Lynn. Glad you're listening. Uh,
Yeah, she's on there, isn't she?
yeah, Lynn's still here. Uh, I don't know where Robert's going to ride tomorrow.
I don't either.
I don't either. Star better check her truck real good. Robert might be in there.
I seen a few truckers came on earlier. I saw them posting on here.
Yeah,
A few of them came on. So
I
that's
think
whatever
I think
they're at.
Michael been live too.
Yeah,
Larry and Angela's been live. They were coming up my way. They delivered in Montgomery and they come to Birmingham and then went back west though.
yeah. Well, I don't live about an hour and a half from daggone Dothan. About an hour and a half I live from Dothan. Well, no, I take that back. It's about 2 hours from Dothan and 45 minutes from Tallahassee.
45 minutes from Tallahassee.
Right, Tallahassee, Florida.
You live over, you must be over around Highway 19 then. Or
I am over here
319.
about 319, 19, and 84.
Yeah, I know exactly where you at then. Yeah, I
Yep.
used to uh, run that down through there sometimes well when I hauled farm equipment, went down in South Georgia a lot. Uh, Went to Moultrie a lot too. So
Yeah, I'm
he can
not
pick
too
up
far from Moultrie.
yeah he can pick up tractors there at where they have that big tractor sale every month.
You're talking about ag market.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I sure I've seen that. Quite, it's here every year.
yeah,
Yeah, they have it every year, but they didn't have it last year because of this
yeah.
COVID.
Cause of COVID. Yeah,
Yeah, but a lot of stuff's coming back.
yeah, yeah. It is, but it's getting pretty bad up here again. The COVID says.
Yeah, but what they said it's getting bad up that way, but I don't know. I'm down here and I'm trying to stay away from everybody.
Well, I try to myself, you know.
Yeah. Okay, Kenny. I'll talk to you later because they're just pulling. She's just pulling up, and it's time to get off this thing.
All right, Gio. Glad to see you in here today.
Yep, I'll try to get in here if
All
I
right,
can. I'll try to get on later on tonight if I
all
can.
right, all right. We'll look forward to you.
Okay, I'll
All
talk to you
right,
later.
all right.
Bye.
Take care.
Okay.
Robert. Oh, Robert. That's right. The lady's got to have all her stuff up there. So that was out for you there then. I ain't seen LeBron in here much today, neither. Oh, Lynn, how's your crocheting coming along? I don't guess the puppy dog is bothering you, is she? Yeah, maybe I did see her on there this morning. Have you talked to Kelly to see how his scuba diving school went, Robbie? I hope he got to film it and show it sometime. And did Amanda ever get to leave out? Me and Lonnie was talking about that this morning. We didn't know if she ever got to leave out or not. I know that. I don't know how many times she's been over there to get her load and it not be ready. That's not good anyway. Yeah, Robert, if you leave Dothan and go to Eufaula, uh, you right on the Georgia state line and you'll you'll run into Cuthbert, first little city in Georgia there. Used to pick up lumber there. Oh, she going to Dallas instead of Oklahoma City. Oh, our load was changed. Okay, 5 this morning. She then she might get her Oklahoma load when she gets back. Yeah, I wish gig Michael would hop on here with me. Uh, as Arnie, as you call him, Dennis, little Arnie there. Any change, Robbie, on your brother? Yeah, I didn't know this till a while ago when I was talking to somebody that where I used to work. The mechanic, one of the mechanics there, uh, his daughter's engaged, which I didn't know she was engaged, but her fiance is in the hospital with COVID, and they called the family in. So that don't sound good. And she's probably 23, 24-year old, somewhere like that. And I figure he must be in the same age bracket there. Yeah, this is hitting a whole lot more young people than it is they old people now. But I just hope everybody comes through everything that they have to go through. Welcome, Todd. Yeah, this year is a pretty nice stream here. You're welcome to come on in, Todd, anytime you want to. Join in on the conversation there. Where are you from, Todd? Oh, I was going to say something a while ago. Forgot it too. Uh, Boy, Frank was sure cooking up a real meal tonight to have for supper. Yeah, I picked up there many times too, Robert. I picked up at their other lumber mill up there now at Lafayette up there. Yeah, Todd, where you from now? Just don't leave us hanging here like that. We love to talk in here. They they had a fire at the well, you know, Dudley there, close to you, Robert, burnt down one time too.